Dish is trying to do something.
Yes, I talk about Dish a lot and what they're trying to do, but we still don't have great insight into it. And they reported earnings last week. Charlie Ergen giving us bits and pieces, but not a lot yet because he's not ready to. And whether or not he's going to bring in a huge capital infusion to help him as well continues to be a key question. But Carl, we got to get to you and to Bob, so I'll send it over to you.
Yeah. To your point on chips, Jim, all of those names you mentioned are helping to lead the S&P up 3% plus. On restaurant news, we got Chipotle opening their first digital-only restaurant. And, of course, on food in general, Jim did have Beyond Meat last night talking about their business, the quarter, the surprise, McPlant. Take a listen.
I want to be very respectful of what McDonald's is trying to do. I believe in the McPlant platform. I believe in what Chris is trying to do there. And the only reason we issued some clarification yesterday was because of the misunderstanding I think people had around the fact they maybe develop their own burger, right, which is not the case. As I said before, we're just going to have to be patient on this. I believe that our relationship with McDonald's is very strong. We're involved with McDonald's on a number of different fronts. We're doing things now to prepare for things in the future that involve McDonald's. I just can't go out and speak for the company as to which supplier they've chosen or who they're going to be working with.
Wow, this is fascinating, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, there's also other companies like Nestle's, world's largest food company, Tyson. They all want a piece of that business. I know McDonald's is not really that interested in having the signage say Beyond Meat in their stores, Carl. That's just not what they want. And I think that both sides are playing hardball. I don't know how this one's resolved, Carl. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, historically, McDonald's, when dealing with suppliers, has the leverage, but we'll see if this time's different. Clearly, there's some things we don't yet understand about that relationship. We did get a new high on the Russell 2000. Let's get to Bob Pisani. Bob.
Great week for small caps there. So the vaccine rally, let's call it that, continues. 4-1 advancing to declining stocks. The new wrinkle is tech is playing a little bit here. Some of that damage being repaired. Just take a look at sectors here. Tech on the upside. Energy was in the beginning, now is flat as consumer discretionary a little bit. Banks generally are not continuing the rally here. That's a little bit of a disappointment there. China stocks, as you see there, MCHI on the downside. Mega cap tech, okay, fractionally on the upside today, but there's been a lot of damage done this week. So you see them up here. But remember, Amazon's down about 7% this week, maybe 6.5%. Microsoft is still down close to 4% on the week. So a lot of damage here. And so remember the trend here, the overall trend with the rally that we've been seeing around the vaccine, which is small cap generally are outperforming large cap. Value is generally outperforming growth. And you can see this, this is not quite as obvious today, but you can see this on the work of the RSP, which is the equal weight S&P 500. I like to watch that one.
Hey guys, how's it going? Morning, happy Wednesday, midweek already, guys. This week's flying by pretty quick. You know, if you guys have been taking the Forex trades, we're on a hot streak, guys. We haven't had any losses, all hitting full TP, no stop losses hit. So hopefully you guys are capitalizing on that, because I sure am. Let's see. Hey Spencer, how's it going? Yeah, I did see that US 30 drop right now. I just saw it on here. That's crazy. It's a big drop. It looks like the drop started happening around 4 o'clock. It hit the high around 3:30, and then it just started dropping really quick. But we'll see. It might correct back. The market just opened. So like I mentioned, the candle market open is generally a manipulated candle because a lot of the orders from overnight are being filled. So that's why you have this influx of volatility, and then it ends up correcting back upwards generally sometimes. But we'll see how that plays out in a little bit. But we will definitely take a look at that as we wait for the daily entry. Morning, John. How's it going? Kenny, yeah, let's get it. Active, morning. Matt, morning. Morning, everybody. Yeah, definitely, Kenny. So this drop right here happened. So hopefully, you know, it either swings back up and we could take that buy, or say we get, you know, like a false buy signal and then it ends up dropping even further. But I mean, we'll wait and see how that plays out. I do have my alert set up, so I will be looking at that. I'll also be going back and forth between CNBC just to see if there's anything going on in the world that, you know, might affect US 30. So let's get started, guys. Let me check out the news, see if there's anything really pressing. I don't think so, not today. Oh, what was that? It says Melania received. Melania could receive 68 million if she divorced Trump. Crazy. Let's see. All right, so there's no news today. It looks like the news this morning at 5 a.m. already passed. Looks like the ECB president spoke, and that probably caused some spikes in price for the euro pairs. The next news is at 11 p.m., but the rest of the days are pretty much open day, guys. So it might provide for more opportunity for us to trade if there's any, entries available. But I mean, we'll see if volatility picks up even without, news and stuff this morning. Hey, Greg, morning. Welcome, Radomir. Good morning. How's it going, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Like I mentioned earlier, our Forex trades are just hitting, guys. Like you guys should not be sleeping on these Forex trades because they're just, even in the free group, like obviously the premium gets them first, but just looking at all of our trades for this week, we're like literally nonstop winning this entire week. So even on like from Monday, let me see. So from Monday, we have had, okay, this was Monday. We've had, how many TPs did we hit this week already? We have hit, scroll down. We've hit, wait, what is today, the 9th? Oh, dude, that's crazy. I forgot that we had a trade on Monday, which we hit full TP. So we hit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Geez, that's crazy. We've hit so many TPs this week and no losses. I think we've had almost 12 TPs this week. Quite a few full TPs. So if you guys are doubling up on your positions like I do with my, my twin positions, your account should be looking really nice this morning. Let's look at our current active trades. This is our Euro NZD trade that's currently active. It's already hit TP2 for about, let's see, for 42 pips. So this hit in my sleep right here, 42 pips. It's currently on its way to full TP for 85 pips. And then I think our other ones closed out. Yeah, so our GJ closed out for a full TP of 60 pips right here this morning as well. Beautiful, looks nice. And then we had these two other, iffy entries. Let me take a look at them right now. Looks like I maybe should have called this one. So for Euro CAD, we did have this entry here for the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle close, but I didn't call it because it was too close to the zone. Last thing I wanted to happen was call a sell. And then, some people have wide spreads. I was looking in the chat today. Some people, I don't know, like, I don't understand how someone could have a spread this wide. This is crazy. Where is it at? I was looking, 50 pip spread. Gerald, I don't know if you're looking at that properly. I think it might be a 5 spread, a 5.0. A 50 spread is like, and for Peter too, I think yours might be a 6.0, not 60 pips. It might be 6 pips because that's way too wide. I mean, I don't know what broker you guys are using, but that doesn't look right at all. Because normal spread here on TradingView for Forex.com on a normal account is only 7 pips. So your spread looks more so on the 5 pip range and the 6 pip range, not the 60 or the 50, because that just wouldn't make any sense. Like literally you might be using some like, I don't know, like a fake broker or something if your spread's that wide, because I don't see that spread being real at all. So yeah, maybe check back on your spread. I don't know if anyone else here has a crazy spread like that for EN, but yeah, 60 pips is way too, that's impossible. Like, check this out. If your spread was 60, then you would enter the trade way down here. This is like not possible for you to be entering a trade. And because of the spread, you're going to be entering way down here. I think you guys just might be confused with the numbering. Let's see. Sierra said, where did all the liquidity come from if the banks are supposed to be closed for the holiday? Which bank are you talking about, Sierra? I think it's just a French holiday, right? France is a very small nation, so I don't think it's affecting Germany and you know, the UK and the other countries. I'm not sure which bank you're talking about, Sierra, because I know the French bank is closed, but I don't think it's going to affect much. It doesn't really have a huge influence, you know, in the world overall. Spencer said, can you please Spencer, I don't think you should take the twin positions because you're still getting the hang of things. But basically the twin positions is just one position you take, you move the stop loss, but the second position you run to full TP or full stop loss. So, oh, today's Veterans Day. Yeah, because the French bank is closed today too. I don't know, honestly. I don't think is Veterans Day considered a federal holiday, because I don't think people have the day off. How many Veterans Days do we have? I feel like there's 2 Veterans Days every year. Do you guys know if Veterans Day is a U.S. holiday? Because my bank I think Chase is open today. I was just on the phone with them a while ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, because the market's still moving. If you look at the USD pairs. Yeah, Velocity said he doesn't think it's a federal holiday. I mean, the US pairs are still moving. I mean, it doesn't matter if the banks are closed. The stock market is still open. So regardless is whether the banks are open or closed, the banks don't run the Forex market. Like, you know, if US 30 is still running, the stock market's open. So I don't think, yeah, Kenny said, I don't think anyone's off. Yeah, it's a national holiday. I don't think it's a federal holiday. So the market is still open. You know, even on the Forex Factory, if it was a big enough holiday for stuff to be closed, it would be here on the calendar. You know, it would be a red flag for US saying, you know, it's a holiday. So I don't think it's I mean, not to you know, downplay the veterans, because, you know, I know there's a lot of veterans in K2. We do appreciate your service, but I don't think it's enough to close the market. It's not like it's not a holiday where a lot of stuff is closed. Oh, so don't you work at the courts or something, Sierra, or you work for like the sheriff or something? I forgot. You're mentioning it one time, but I remember you said, because you knew one day stuff was closed and nobody had any idea, but you're the only one that knew. So it makes sense. All right, so let's let me keep going down the questions. Okay, so Radomir said, how do you like gold? So let me pull up gold real quick. But yeah, US 30 is dropping like crazy. So the market's definitely open right now. You know, even to be sure, I'll check something, like I'll check a normal stock like Facebook or something. If this is moving, then the market is open. Let's see, 27684. I'm gonna find something that's moving. Oh yeah, so the market is moving. The market is open right now. Plus TNBC is covering the market right now as well. So I think that the market should be fine. You know, even though the banks are closed, even if the banks are closed, the market is still going to be running. I mean, the market doesn't close unless it's specifically a holiday where it's reserved. So let's see real quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to Radomir's question. Radomir's asking about gold. So let me pull up gold real quick. Here's gold right here. We discussed this yesterday. I forgot who asked about it yesterday, but basically, I mentioned that, so gold was right here consolidating, and I was telling whoever was asking, I forgot who asked about it, to wait for it to either break, you know, above or to break below. And this is exactly what happened. So it broke below, and then now it's possibly going to keep dropping even further. Let me draw the zones real quick. Gold is like super messy right now because of this huge drop. The drop isn't a normal drop, so it's kind of hard for the market to to account for this huge movement. So let's see, we got this right here. And if you guys aren't familiar with how the K2SR plots these zones right here, basically these zones are created if price has tested the same exact price point. So right here it says 1860.06. The same exact price was tested more than 2 or 3 times. So that's how you know that these zones are actually very accurate compared to someone just drawing support and resistance. Because if someone draws support and resistance, they just eyeball this and they're like, oh, this is a support, right? However, they don't know if this price has been tested, 2 or 3 times in the past. So the thing with trading is you have to be very exact, because if you're off by just a little bit, you could totally misread that entire trade, because you could be like right here, your support could be a little bit above and you might think that it actually broke the support, and then you're going to take a short position right here, but then it reverses on you. So that's why it's very important for your zones to be very, very accurate, because one little pip or a few pips can make all the difference between you winning a trade and losing a trade, and whether you'll get stuck in reversal or not. So right here, we have a zone down here. It is coming south, but what could happen here is it can come down, reject off this point, and then just reverse back up to fill this huge gap. Let me check the momentum indicator. So we do have a sell momentum indicator, and it was on that same exact candle that dropped right there. So basically what I anticipate happening is price comes below, and then once it breaks below here, then it'll continue dropping. But until this happens, I won't be taking any, well, I don't even trade gold, but I wouldn't take any trade until that happens, or until it reverses back up. And you'd have to wait to see how market reacts to price, and don't just jump into a trade just because you're like, oh, I think it's going to keep dropping because it already dropped. Because everyone knows, once you take this trade and you take this sell too early, as soon as you take that sell, what's going to do? Reverse right on you and hit your stop loss. So don't jump the gun, and be patient. Like I mentioned yesterday, trading is a game of patience. A lot of people don't understand that, but after our webinar yesterday, a lot of people are starting to understand that. And a lot of people are starting to understand why trade on the 4-hour time frame, because it's the most accurate. If you're trading intraday and into, sometimes swing trading, but more so for intraday. So let's keep going down. Mark said 50 pips should only be US 30. Makes sense. Gerald said, sorry, Shawn, it's really wide. Yeah, so I'm going back to Euro NZD. I don't understand how someone's spread could be that wide. Could anyone chime in on the chat if what their spread is for Euro NZD? Because we have some people in the group saying that Euro NZD is a 50 pip spread. Thomas said it's 11 pip. That's a little more reasonable, but 50 pips and 60 pips are like way too wide, guys. I don't understand how could it be that wide. You see, Peter sent me. Yeah. Hey, Peter. Peter, are you in the live? So, Peter, this means that the spread is 6.0, not 60. So, that's what I meant, because 60 pips is way too far. If you were to enter this trade with a 60 pip spread, your entry would have been way down here, which is way too far. You're literally giving away like $600 just to enter a trade, and it just wouldn't make sense for people. But yeah, I just looked at your screenshot, Peter. For NZD, this is 2.5 spread. For your NZD, this is 6.0 spread. It's not 60, it's 6 pips. Okay, let me keep going down. Let's see. So yeah, that clears up the confusion. I think same for you, Gerald. If your MT4 looks like this and it says 50, that's 5 pips, not 50 pips, because there's supposed to be a decimal in between there. Because if you check this out right here, the bid ask price only goes out to the 4 numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a decimal right here, and this would be the micro pip or whatever. So you wouldn't count this last number right here. You would just count the first number, and then there would technically be a decimal right here splitting the micro from the actual full standard pip. So yeah, hope that clears up the confusion for you guys. I was just really confused when I saw that you said your spread was 50 or 60 pips, because that's just not possible unless you're using, you know, a fake broker. But okay, so let's keep going down. Let's see, John Harris, what's up, John? Pip Wick, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. Let me keep going down. Mark says Veterans Day and Memorial Day, national holiday. Oh yes, yeah, you work for the VA. Sorry, I got that totally mixed up. All right, Peter, I got your DM. Mark said stock market is open on Veterans Day, but bonds are closed. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for the input, Mark. I had no idea. Like I feel like we used to have Veterans Day off before when we were younger, but I don't think we anybody gets a day off anymore, unless you're a federal employee like Sierra. So it must be nice. I mean, it wouldn't matter. Before, when I was working a normal job, I did like holidays because we have the days off. But now I actually don't like holidays because we can't trade because the market's closed. But now, it's a good day that market's open today because it's been a hot week so far. Let's see. Velocity said, I came to the realization anyone who took the swing Forex trades and risked 1% on FTMO, 100,000 account, or any account, actually, they would have passed already. Yeah, I know, because how many pips have we had this week? I haven't done the calculations, but I think we're probably up maybe 300 to 400 pips just for this week, and it's only Wednesday. We had a ton of full TPs hit this week. Like if I look at our, I'll just go up from the bottom. So right here we hit GJ full TP 60 pips. Let me just I'll do the math for you guys so we can see, because these Forex trades have been hitting like crazy. 42. So we got 2 TPs right there. 55 for NJ. Skip NJ. Let's see. GJ. I think GJ hit down there, right? Yeah. So GJ hit right there. And the thing is, we hit a US 30 win earlier this week too. So we're still technically break even for US 30. So today could really anchor us over for, a profit, and we could keep going further. Wow. So we're already at 300 pips right there. 400 pips. Let's see. Wow. Yeah. So we're pretty high, guys. So we're currently in profit 427 pips. So yeah. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 or 8 TPs, including Monday's US 30 win. So we have a ton of wins this week, guys, and it's only Wednesday. So if you took all those trades and you rolled them to full TP, you would be in profit 427 pips. So if you're taking that with the standard lot, multiply that by 10, you'd be in profit $4,270 by Wednesday. That's more than what people make in a month mostly. And that's just taking my Forex trades. So this is what I always mention, guys. Like, if you guys want to be profitable trading with K2, it's totally possible. The thing is, it's a game of patience. A lot of people complain, say that they're not winning or anything, but the proof is in the pudding right here. Like how David would say, proof is in the pudding. The results don't lie. You guys see the trades being posted. You guys see the TPs hitting. The only reason people fail at trading, especially trading with K2, is from their own mistakes. And a lot of people don't like to take responsibility for their own mistakes. They like to blame people. So here's the reality of things. I can't make this up because you guys see everything here that I post. So, if you guys aren't being profitable with K2, maybe we should discuss it and let us know, what's the problem. Because if you look at the overall results here, like whenever someone wants to complain about them blowing accounts or anything like that, all of the trades here, if you crack down the numbers and if you only count to like TP1, even for every trade, it's impossible if you'd be in the negative. The only reason you'd be in the negative is if you're over leveraging or if you're taking your own trades. So, yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of people that have reached out to me and have been asking for help to, help with their account because they don't know what's going on. So if you guys actually, discuss what you've been doing, we can probably figure out and then fix your issue so that you can be profitable, moving forward. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been a great week so far. I'm living in profits right now. So if you guys want to keep being profitable, I need to just keep following the directions and keep, trading how we've been trading, because it ends up paying off eventually. It's a long-term game. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's more of a get rich long-term scheme. But okay, so let me keep going down the questions here. Peter said still a noob. Now it's fine, Peter. I could see why this looks confusing here, because it doesn't really show you, because there's no decimal there. It's just a full number. If you look on any other chart, it has a decimal there in between the pips. So that's why, I could see where the confusion is with your list. Hey, Dan VP, how's it going? Morning, guys. Olawale, morning to Nigeria. Everyone from here is all over. Where's everyone from here? Looks like everyone's from literally all over the world. Thanks for showing up, guys, because I know for some of you guys, the time zone's way different, and you guys are really making the effort to make it to these webinars. Yeah, Mark said his spread for EN is like 1.5. Let's see. Yeah, Gerald said, in the beginning, it was not easy for me until I got some knowledge with patience. I'm now seeing the results. Thanks, Shawn. Yeah, Gerald, definitely. That's how it is with a lot of people. A lot of people aren't really patient. And what happens? Here's the real reason. People will enter a trade and they'll move. The exit strategy is to move your stop loss to TP1 or TP2. The problem with a lot of other traders is as soon as it moves into profit, like a few pips, what they do is they move their stop loss to break even. And then price ends up going back and then they get stopped out. And, that's because there's no patience there. You need to have the patience to let the trade breathe a little bit and move a little further down. And then you can move your stop loss, in profit somewhere to TP1 or TP2. So in that situation, if price was to reverse, like right here for Euro NZ, I actually got out of this trade already because once price reached TP2, I moved my stop loss to TP2. And as it shot up like this right here, I got stopped out in profit. And I'm happy because I'm in profit 42 pips off this. And that's nearly like $400, $420 right there this morning where I didn't have to do anything. I literally took that trade last night. I went to sleep, woke up, gave you guys an update. And here I am with like $400 in profit for just this one trade. And it's possible for everyone else, you guys just have to believe in yourself and be patient and understand what you guys are doing. But yeah, I mean, if there's any issues that you guys are running into with trading, feel free to talk to me because I can help you. The problem is a lot of people are shy and they don't want to ask questions. And in that situation, they just keep ending up in the same circle. I mean, the same cycle. Like with a lot of traders, what they do is they'll blow an account, they'll leave, they'll try to join another group, they'll blow another account there, they come back to K2, and then they finally get the help that they needed, but they could have just gotten the help that they needed right then and there. Let's check out Bitcoin real quick. So a lot of people keep asking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking nice. So what I've been doing lately is I've just been putting money in Bitcoin, and now it grew from like $50 or not $50. It grew from like $100 to like, let's see, 700 something. So I'm already getting to a point where I'm not even, whenever I get Bitcoin, I just hold on to it because it's like growing like crazy. Yeah, so if you guys see here, this Bitcoin was like at $100 probably like a month ago, and then now it's like at 500. So I'm literally just holding it. I don't believe in Bitcoin, but I mean, it's not that I don't believe in Bitcoin. It's just that I don't trade Bitcoin because I think it's all speculation. But I was looking at it with the K2 strategies, and it's pretty interesting because you can literally buy it every dip. Because right here you can see price comes up, comes down, you get a buy signal, and then you can just enter some more Bitcoins right there and just hang on to it. And then again right here it comes up, comes down, you buy right here when you get a buy signal and just hang on to it. Literally every time it rejects off of support, you get a buy signal, hang on to it. because if you hung on to this from, you know, not even right there, like from like way down here, like your profit would have been way up here, like, you know, nearly 2,000. That's crazy. And this is only from September. So from September, or not even September, October, from here until where price currently is, it's up a lot. And this is literally just buying and holding. So this is basically what I've been doing with my Bitcoin, because I just have, you know, money to just put in other places. So basically whenever it dips, like right here, it dipped again in a buy signal, I bought a little more, and I'm just hanging on to it. Let's see. All right, cool. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Peter said, looks like today's US 30 call will be a sell. So let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it could, Peter. The thing is, we already had a sell signal here. So the next signal is probably going to be a buy. So this is what I think is going to happen. I think this is going to keep dropping further. And then we might get a buy signal somewhere down here, and then we could ride it back up. Yeah, because the sell signal already came over here. So the next signal has to be a buy signal, unless it's an invalid buy signal. So say we get an invalid buy, and then it pushes up a little bit, and then we get an actual valid sell, then yeah, we can ride this down this way. I mean, either way, I just want a signal so we can actually enter US 30 today, but we'll see. I mean, yesterday was super anticlimactic. You know, the thing is, yesterday was weird because it really looked like it was going to come down. However, it didn't. Where's yesterday? Yesterday was 6:30 was right here. And yeah, we took the sell right here, but then it bounced right back up. So this is basically what I see happening here. So you can see price came down to this structure, and then it rejected right back up. So that's kind of what I see happening here. It's probably going to come down to the structure, and then it's probably going to, you know, bounce right back up. I should have taken the sell right here when I broke the structure, but unfortunately I wasn't paying attention. About 1,000 pips. Yeah, Ed said hopefully it doesn't tease us like yesterday. You know, the thing with yesterday's trade too is that we entered it pretty late. I think once it hits 10:30, we should probably just stop looking for US 30, because like I mentioned, when price goes from session to session, it generally reverses. Like right here. So price came down right here. And then as we got close to the close of session, because it was like already 10:30, right? So if it's after 10, I think we should just not take the trade, because that's what I started to notice. If the trade comes too late, generally it'll reverse in the other direction for the next session. So we entered, you know, the Aussie Asia session over here, and then it reverses the other way. And then it hits midnight right here. So here's midnight, it reverses right back down. So if the trade comes too late, we might just skip it. You know, that was generally a rule for me anyways, but we were waiting for so long yesterday that I just wanted to take the trade. And, you know, unfortunately it didn't play out in our favor. But, you know, we'll keep that in mind moving forward. Let's see, I'm gonna keep going down the list. Barbie said, hey, good morning. What's the name of the indicator with the red and green lines? Yeah, thanks, Peter. So Peter mentioned that it's the K² indicator. You know, it's our proprietary indicator that indicates momentum swings in the market. If you want access to the indicators, just go on our website, k2trades.com right here. It's really simple, k2trades.com. And then you can sign up down here on the bottom. We still have the $50 trial going on right now. And yeah, if you want to sign up for it, feel free. And then you'll have access to all the K² indicators and all of the K² premium groups as well. So let's see. Let's go back to the list real quick. Let me see what else we got here. Olawale, sorry, I don't offer account management services. You know, that's like, those type of services are tied to a lot of scammy people. And, you know, I don't want to fall into that group of people. Plus, I do better just trading on my own. So I don't really like to trade people's money, because I feel like when you trade other people's money, it adds on some risk, and then it adds on some psychological effects to yourself as well when you trade, because you're worried about losing other people's money. So I don't do account management services. I don't think you should either. You should just learn how to trade. You know, a lot of people like to take the easy way out and they want someone to trade for them, but that can only get you so far. And once that person decides to stop trading for you, there goes your income stream. So you should learn how to trade because, you know, this is a skill that you can learn and master, and like everyone else, and you can be a long-term successful trader, you know, as long as you put in the work. Let's see. Nice. Greg's from Florida. Let's see. Peter's from Canada. Oh, nice, Peter. I didn't know you were out from Montreal. SJ's from Barbados. We got some people from Kenya in here, North Carolina, Delhi, London. Nice. Looks like we got the whole world in here right now. Let's see. Keith said, yeah, I got stopped out on the same trade. Yeah, nice. So Keith did the same thing I did with Euro NZD. Basically, when price reached TP2 down here, like I was discussing earlier, because if you look at our results right here, our Euro NZD hit TP2 for 42 pips right there. When that happened, I moved my stop loss to that area right there. So by doing that, when price shot back up, I got stopped out in profit for about 420 bucks. So I'm happy with that, guys. I mean, I don't know how many people complain about making, you know, someone's daily salary in a few minutes trading Euro NZD. So I'm happy with that trade. You know, obviously it would be nicer if I could hit the full TP for 850 pips. I mean, 85 pips. So I can make about, you know, 850 bucks to $1,000 off this one trade. But, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry, because the thing is, I'd rather take 420 bucks profit here rather than it reversing on me and me taking a loss. So that's like one thing a lot of people need to understand too. Trading is about patience and risk management. You know, you can use any strategy because there's no right or wrong strategy out there, but it's really about risk management, especially with regard to the type of strategy that you're using. For K2, we have a high win rate. So for us, it's okay for us to take partial profits or to close out at TP1, TP2, because the thing is, we have so many wins where those wins add up over time and we have minimal losses. So as long as you're in net profit at the end of the month, you're perfectly fine because your money just keeps compounding month after month after month. Let's see what else we got here. Olawale said, you're very right about blowing accounts. I literally blown over 1,000 USD. Oh man, that's crazy, especially for you out there, Olawami. Wale, that's a lot of money for you guys out there. So you guys have to be very careful with your trading. And just like how I discussed before, you know, if you're able to manage your risk properly, then it shouldn't be a problem with you blowing accounts. Because here's the thing, in order for you to blow an account with K2, you have to lose like, we discussed this last time. So basically, we always recommend that you risk about 3% per trade, right? So if you have a total of 100% and then you divide that by 3, you have to literally lose 33 trades back to back to back to back to back. Like they literally have to be straight 33 losses. And that's never happened with us. Like literally it's never happened with us. Even if you look at our results here, and I'm just trying to be, you know, very transparent with you guys, because a lot of people don't understand the power between the power under risk management, because people just keep over leveraging and they want to make quick money and they end up blowing their account. But if you're using proper risk management, only 3% per trade, look how many losses we have every month. You know, in January, we only had 21 losses, but 83 wins. So these are never back to back to back. So it's impossible for you to blow your account. Same with February, 18 losses, 33 wins. None of these losses were back to back. I think the most back to back losses we've had were maybe 2 losses. And you know, those were probably due to my mistake for calling trades a little too early. But if you go down the entire month, we never go above 21 losses. 21 losses is the max. We also have a bunch of wins as well. So it's virtually impossible for you guys to blow your account with K2 if you follow directions. But that's the problem. A lot of people don't follow directions and they just want to place the blame on someone. So if you guys just come to the realization that, you know, if you follow directions and you do things properly, you guys can be a profitable trader, even just copying the signals, as long as you copy them properly and you manage the position as it moves into profit. But okay, let's keep going down. Let's see. Jasveer. Oh man, you're here, Jasveer. You're not sleeping today, huh? We'll look at AJ. And then Andrew wants to look at EJ, so we'll look at that as well. DJ is here too from Montreal. Oh, nice. We got two people from Montreal. We got Peter and we got DJ. All right, cool, guys. So I'm going to start going down these pairs real quick. So we'll go with Jasveer first. He wants us to look at AJ. So let's pull up AJ real quick. So this is a trade that I called last night, but I told you guys to cancel it if you didn't get into the trade yet, because the thing is it hit TP2 already for about, I think it was like 27 pips or something. No, it was like 22 pips because the full TP is 45. So TP2 is about halfway to full profit, which is about 22 pips. So I was in AJ, but I don't think a lot of people got into it, so I'm not going to count it. But I did mention for people to cancel it if you weren't already in the trade. But looking at Jasveer said, oh, it's only 3:20 in London. That's so funny, bro. I always thought that it was super late because every time we tried to get on a call, it was like it was a huge time difference because it was because it was like nighttime here, so it was very late for you over there. But okay, let's keep going through over here. So our JPY right here, these are the zones that we've created using the K2SR indicators. The zones look fine. They're pretty up to date. Momentum right here is swinging up. So price has swung up right here, consolidated within the zone, broke above, consolidated within the zone. And then here's the thing. I still see it coming back up right here. So I might even call another signal. But I do see it shooting back up right here because you can see the rejection point from this wick right here. So if this candle right here closes bullish, or if it closes above this zone, then I do anticipate it to shoot on up further. Kind of similar to what happened right here. Price came up, tested the zone, shot right back up. Consolidated a little bit like it did right here, tested the zone, and then it shot right back up. So that's basically what I see happening right here with odd JPY. Unless there's something crazy that happens in the world, like something with COVID or some sort of outbreak or something like that, then people put their money back into the safe haven currency, which is the JPY, and then this will come crashing down. But with how the new COVID advancements and the US presidency is sort of moving towards the new President Biden, people are taking their money away from safe haven currencies. So if you guys aren't familiar with safe haven currencies, generally it's the JPY and the CHF. And when there's uncertainty in the world and people don't know what's going on and they're worried, they put their money into these safe haven currencies. And that's why you can see right here, this is why price was coming down over here, because around September, this is when Australia, when they announced that they were in a depression and that they were going back into lockdown. So when that happened, people put their money into the JPY. And when price comes down, that means that the second currency is stronger than the first currency. So that's why this came down. It retraced back a little bit. So I think right here was when they announced the lockdown. It came down, it came right back up. Then they announced that they were in a depression, and that's when it came down even harder right here. So, those are basic fundamentals. I'm not really big on fundamentals, but I do understand the basics. So basically for this right here, I see this shooting up further because of the new COVID vaccine advancements, plus, with the other things in the world just kind of going back to normal. But I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, an hour from now, a day from now, a month from now. So for now, I do have a bullish bias on this, for one, because it's rejecting off this zone. And for two, the momentum is still coming up from down here. So the momentum is still strong. It's pushing up from here, way up here. So I would definitely hang on to it. If you're in a sell, Jasveer, then it might be a good time to hang on to it. Or if you're not in the trade yet, maybe you can put another buy stop there for the signal that I sent out yesterday to catch that late entry. Yeah, because I did put the entry right here. And I was already in the trade when I called this because this just shot up so fast. And then it ended up hitting our TP2 and then it pulled back down. So I moved my stop loss to TP2. I closed out with profit, and then I'm now out of this trade. But it could definitely push right back up. This is what we'll do. We'll check the we'll check the other JPY pairs to see how they're moving. They're all bullish. So JPY, it's trying to be bullish. CAD-JPY bullish. CHF-JPY bullish. EJ, it's bearish right now, but it's pushing up. So I'll take a look at that in a little bit after, Andrew, right after we're done with AJ. And then GJ, it's bearish. I don't know why. So GJ looks like the only one that's bearish. And NJ is also bullish right here. It hit our full TP earlier. And also UJ. So I'm not sure why. It looks like all of the JPY pairs are all bearish though. So we'll just disregard GJ. But everything else looks fine. So I do see this pushing right back up. I might just re-enter this trade myself because it looks like a good entry. Yeah, it looks like the Euro pairs are not doing so hot because EJ is coming down, GJ is coming down. However, everything else is looking perfectly fine. AJ, CJ, CJ, and NJ, and UJ. So all the JPY pairs, aside from the ones paired with the Euro and the Pound, are all going upwards and are bullish. So it looks fine, looks good. So let me move on to the next one. So we did look at AJ right there. I'll just take this off the marker because we technically don't have it active right now. And then we'll look at EJ right here. So like I was just talking about earlier, Andrew, it looks like all the JPY pairs are actually bullish. So I'm glad I didn't call this trade because we would have been stuck in some drawdown. And there's some uncertainty between the two pairs. So due to the uncertainty, this is something that I wouldn't want to take because all the JPYs are all bullish. You know, all the pairs that are paired JPY are bullish, except for EJ and GJ right here. So I don't know what caused this drop right here, but if all the JPY pairs are bullish, then this just might be, it might be having a late reaction. Because you can see this current candle right here is a bullish candle. So what could happen is the price came down and then, but okay, so here's my theory on this. What I think happened here was I think price came down slightly. Well, price came up and then it retraced down a little bit, but then now it's correcting back up because it established a high, then a higher low, then a higher high, or not a higher high yet, but it's going to be pushing back up for another higher high. But I think that EJ is a bit risky because like I mentioned, it's like one of the only pairs with the addition of GJ that are not following the other JPY pairs. So I would personally just, I would hold off on it right now currently, just because it's just, there's too much uncertainty. I would wait for it to I'd wait for this candle to close, which is going to close in about 2 hours. If it closes bearish, then you can ride this down. However, if it closes bullish, then I could see it correcting back up to the overall trend. So it's not something that I would jump into right now. It was something that I was thinking about calling earlier. Sorry guys, but it just seems a little too risky with everything that's going on right now. So yeah, I would probably just hang tight on that for the most part. Man, I'm getting low. I'm gonna go get me an energy drink real quick, guys. Be right back. All right, man, here we go. Breakfast of Champions right here. Got us an energy drink. So like a lot of people ask me, how do you get so good at trading? You know, there's only two things that you really need. You need energy drinks and you need some fruit water. to keep your health up. But all right, let's let me see what else we got here. Okay, Arik, I see your question. Let's see. Olawale said, thanks, Shawn. Appreciate your honesty. Velocity said, can you show your backtest results for US 30, just the Excel sheet? Just want to see the format for when I do my own testing with lot size. Let me check my backtest for that. I don't know if I have it open. So this isn't the backtest. These are the results, but let me see the backtest for indices. So they kind of vary. So depending on which strategy that you're trying to backtest, I mean, this is probably the one that you should follow. It's the most detailed one. So yeah, if you want to take a look at that real quick, velocity, I'll leave it up for a few seconds so that you can get it down. And then, because I do have other templates that I use. Well, not templates, I created them. So they're something that I'm looking at. So this is the one that I used for the 10-minute strategy, which I'm not done with yet. I'm still working on with this chair down. I'm tired of standing. So this is the one for the 10-minute strategy. And then we also have the one for the 1-hour strategy that I was applying, which is a little different. It's just less, it's less detailed. And then this is a new strategy that I'm applying to, which this one's actually looking pretty good. So I just started, it's only been like 1 day of entries for this. And it came out to 8,200 in profit. I don't know if David's in here, but David's looking good. Kinda. I'm still playing around with it. But yeah, I'm looking at this here. So David, obviously you know the strategy. So you see what I'm looking at right here, and you can kind of see where I see this going. However, we'll wait to see how this plays out. This will be our little sample for this specific one. But yeah, so here's another thing. And this is one thing that I discussed earlier with you guys yesterday on the webinar. So when trading US 30, one indicator that I kind of use for extra confirmation, it's not necessary, but I use the RSI because the RSI works very well with assets such as stocks, assets that can be oversold and overbought. But like what I was mentioning yesterday was that a lot of people like to use it with Forex, but it doesn't work with Forex because Forex pairs can't be oversold or overbought because they're not based on one currency. So if you're trading the Euro index or the Japanese index, they can be oversold or overbought. When you're trading a Forex pair, this can't be oversold or overbought because, when price moves up down, that just means the JPY is stronger than the Euro. If price goes up, that means the Euro is stronger than the JPY. There's no ceiling where the Euro can be too strong, or there's no floor where the JPY can be too strong. It can literally be strong forever. If say if there's a war going on, the JPY will just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. Versus, if you're trading a stock, if you're trading a stock, there's only so much market cap. There's only so many stocks that are available. It's limited. For currencies, it's unlimited. You can literally buy or sell as much currency as you want. But for like US 30, there's only so much, or not just US 30, but stocks in general. There's only so much quantity that you can buy before it just gets overpriced and people stop buying it, and then it's considered overbought, right? For currencies, it's different. It's just a split between the two currencies. So that's just one thing I wanted to cover today because a lot of people kept asking me about it, and a lot of people like that I brought up the difference between RSI for specific assets like stocks, futures, commodities in comparison to Forex pairs. Let's see, let me check down the question real quick. All right, cool. So velocity got them down. Oh man, Arik's here. What's up, Arik? No work this morning? Arik said, and Arik, sorry, I saw your message on Telegram. I just haven't gotten a chance to respond to you yet. I got a ton of messages here that I haven't gotten to just yet. So, once I'm done with this webinar, I'll try to get to your questions. Otherwise, I will try to, I'll try to answer once, we have some downtime with the market. But currently I'm just going to be focusing on the market because we want to get into these trades. But I will definitely get to you when I get a chance. All right. So don't think that I forgot about your question, because I still have your messages on my Telegram. Let's see. So Art said, is 3% of 100K 3,000? I'm just trying to make sure I was leveraging properly. I was doing 15 lots during the challenge. Was I doing wrong with lot size? And velocity said 3% of 100,000, 3,000. However, I wouldn't take 3% on that challenge because then 4 losses and you lose. So yeah, Art, 3% of 100,000 is going to be, oh, there goes our signal. Here we go, guys. We got that signal. Hopefully this closes so we can take this entry, but we will be watching it until it closes. And these are the perfect ones because I like the entries when they're super early in the morning because they usually hit. So yeah, our 3% of 100K is 3,000. However, it's going to be based on your stop loss because your stop loss and your risk, because you mentioned here that let me just read your question out. So you were saying that you were using 15 during the challenge. Was I doing them wrong? So you aren't doing them wrong because the max risk for that with the US 30 stop loss is only a 2,500 monetary risk. So you were technically only risking 2.5%, not the entire 3,000. Because if you do the math, which I've gone over with you guys, so basically, if you're trading US 30 on FTMO, if you're trading a 15 lot, that's equivalent to a 1.5. So you do 1.5 and you multiply that by the risk, which is 1,500 pips, and you're only risking $2,250 on that specific trade. So your risk was technically 2.2 to 2.3%, which is under the 3%, 3% max risk that we advise. So you should be fine. All right. That's why I tell you that that's the max you should use, because if you go higher, so say if you're using like a 20 lot, right? You multiply that by 1,500 pips, you're now going to be risking 3% exactly. And that's where you get into, a bit of a gray area, because if you risk too high and you lose too many trades, then you can easily fail your challenge. So you were doing fine with the 15 lots, but although the 15 lots is still kind of risky, for FTMO, I more so recommend that you only risk like 1%, but 3% is fine as well. It's just a little more risky. Nice. All right, just woke up. Let's see what else we got here. Cam said, so pissed I missed all the Forex pairs this week. I know, Cam, you missed out on a lot because I think we did the math earlier. We're almost up nearly 500 pips for the week, and it's only Wednesday. That's crazy. And even for our US 30 trades, we had a win on Monday. We did have a stop loss yesterday, so it's still at break even for US 30, but we're still heavily in profit for Forex right now overall. Let's see, Velocity said, are you trading US 30, Rick? Sierra said, LO, I need an energy drink right now. I know, I was yawning earlier. I was like, man, I need to wake up. I got a lot of work to do today, so I'm probably going to skip the gym, or I might just have a little gym here at my place and then get back to work. So I'm doing a lot of back testing with the new US 30 strategy. And I'm trying to figure out a couple different patterns with certain pairs that I've been interested in lately. Let's see. Peter said, Shawn, out of topic, you had mentioned about 2 weeks ago that you got your Tesla after being with FTMO for like 5 months. Does that mean it only took 5 months for your... No, not necessarily, Peter. It was enough to cover the down payment and to cover pretty much payments for the rest of the year. But, obviously I could keep consistent with my profits with FTMO, and then it'll basically pay itself off eventually. But nobody buys cars in cash. So, yeah, I don't know if like you thought I bought that in cash, but nobody buys cars in cash, and that's the biggest waste of money, unless you're buying like a cheap car. But you know, anyone, if you're buying any type of luxury car, or even like I could have bought in cash, but I didn't, because it's just a bad use of your money. Because you know, instead of buying a car, you can just finance it and just pay it over time, and you can put your money in other investments or other businesses. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing now. You know, my payment for the car is pretty high. It's probably like what, $1,500 a month. You know, which is similar to a lot of other supercars that are around that price range, you know, over 130K. But you know, I can cover that monthly payment and then still have money aside for other investments and businesses. But generally for FTMO, so say if you're doing a what's it called? So I have a 100K account. I have 2 of them actually, and I'm working on my 3rd one right now. I have a third one that's pending right now. I have a 3rd challenge that's 100K. I'm trying to put these together so I can merge them into a 300K account. But so basically each profit for US 30, like I mentioned, if you're doing the 15 lot, like I told Arik, you'd have about a 2,500 or no, 2,250 profit risk. And then looking at our results here, let's see, indices results. Yeah, looking at the indices results here, you know, each month we probably have, you have 14 wins, 9 wins, 16 wins, 14 wins. So like on average, it'll probably be about, I'm trying to average this out. Let's just say about 10 wins, right? So if you do if you have 10 wins, and then I'm going to factor in the losses too. So maybe 10, so maybe 9. We'll just do 9 as a sweet spot. We'll do the bare minimum. So I can show you what's possibly, like what's the profit potential trading FTMO on a 100K account. So 2,250, you multiply that by 9 wins. That's factoring the losses already. So for the month, you probably would have made like about 20,000 profit, right? After a profit split, you multiply that by 70. And then your take home is going to be about 14,000. So that's how much you could probably make. And this is, you know, during a pretty decent month. So this would be your take home for FTMO on 1 account. So right now I'm trying to get 3 accounts so I can multiply this by 3. And then that would be my take home monthly from FTMO. Once I have the 300K merged account and I just take all the trades on that 1 account. Right now, currently I'm doing them separately because I haven't merged them yet. And I'm still trying to recover the second one, because the second one was my very first FTMO that I passed with you guys. And that one I just kind of, I let it go down because I was too busy helping people. And, you know, I have to take control of my own account, guys. So that's why I'm not really helping people with FTMO right now, because the thing is I put too much effort into helping people, and a lot of people are ungrateful. So I'll pass FTMO for them, and then they'll just, you know, do their own thing and blow the account and then blame me for something. So I'm not really helping people with FTMO. You know, I'm going to make my own profit right now because, you know, if you guys want to, it's the whole thing with the whole K2 situation, you know, like what I mentioned yesterday is the K2 strategies and K2 indicators are available to you guys, but, you know, I'm not required to share this with you guys. I do this because I want to help you guys out. And even same with FTMO. That's why I stopped passing FTMOs for people, because the thing is I could pass FTMO, but when someone gets funded on FTMO, if they can't pass it on their own, then, you know, odds are they're just going to lose a funded account once they're funded. So that's why I don't really bother with passing FTMOs for people anymore, because I feel like people should learn how to pass it on their own, because you need to be self-efficient if you're going to be trading with them, because they're very strict with their requirements. Let's see. Greg said, wow, I've never heard it explained that way about RSI. Yeah, no problem, Greg. You know, that's the thing with a lot of other indicators as well. A lot of people like to use indicators that were created for stocks on Forex. Like the RSI, that's like one of the main ones that people use improperly. Also like the stochastics, because the stochastics is used as an overbought and oversold indicator as well. So let me just show you guys real quick. if I could find that. Yeah, so if you guys look at the stochastic down here, you can see that it goes overbought and oversold, right? So the thing with this is that these indicators are meant for stocks. They're meant for stocks, they're meant for indexes, they're meant for commodities, they're meant for certain assets that that have a limited quantity. The thing with Forex is there's no limited quantity, like I discussed earlier. So the thing is, it can never be oversold, overbought. And a lot of people like to switch these over to Forex, but they don't work for Forex because they're not meant to be used. Like you can use them to determine the direction. So if you want to, look at the direction, if they're going up or down, then yeah, it works that way. But a lot of people try to use it to identify like overbought or oversold, and it doesn't work that way for Forex. Like I mentioned before, if you're to be using it for the specific index, like, so right here, if you want to do, I'm trying to figure out what the indexes for. Okay, so DXY is the dollar index, right? For this, you can use those indicators because the actual currency can be overbought and oversold, the actual index. And the actual index is completely different from like the Euro USD because they're paired with another currency. So for something like this can be overbought and oversold, but this can't because these are paired with, another currency. So either one currency is stronger than the other, or the other currency is stronger than the other, but it can never be overbought or oversold. That's why a lot of people don't like to use indicators with Forex, because there's a lot of indicators that are not meant for Forex. The thing with the K2 indicators is that they're based on momentum and identifying structure and looking at the trend. So they can be used with Forex and all other assets. But other specific assets, other specific indicators like RSIs, stochastics, MACD, the very popular ones, aren't meant to be used for Forex. They're meant to be used for stocks and other limited assets. And I've done my research on this, guys. So this is why I know this stuff, because I was in the same position where I was using these with Forex before as well. And they weren't very accurate. I'd be getting stopped out all the time. Like, what the heck? Why doesn't it work? And then I finally understood why it didn't work, because they're not meant for Forex. Let me keep going down. Let's see. RX said, go green. So let me see US 30 real quick. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we have that signal just yet. We'll just have to hold off a little bit. RX said, remember when you get old, those energy drinks will kick your butt. I'm 46 and broken down. Yeah, no, I agree, RX. I generally don't really drink energy drinks, but today, since I'm skipping the gym, or I might gym for like maybe an hour, a short gym session. So I just have an energy drink just to get me going, because I have a lot of work to do today with Forex and a couple of my other businesses as well. I'm starting a couple other businesses, so I am going to be busy with working on that later in the afternoon. And people have been asking me, why have I started other businesses? And it's because I need something productive to do during my downtime. Because the thing is, I trade on the 4-hour time frame, right, guys? You guys are familiar with that. So the thing is, the 4-hour time frame closes every 4 hours. So it's like, I need to find something productive to do within those 4 hours to do with my time. Because the thing is, I'm not going to go and learn other strategies, because the strategies that I use already work. So there's no point in fixing something that's not broken. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, because you guys have seen our profits for the week for Forex. We're heavily in profit. So I'm going to keep using the same strategies that I've been using for years now. And then I'm going to find other income streams that I can, invest my money in from trading to continue building my wealth overall. So that's why I started other businesses. You guys should never stop. Like, that's like one thing that a lot of people get stuck with. Like, people start to trade Forex, they make money trading Forex, and then they just stop. The thing is, you should always keep growing. The opportunities is literally endless if you just keep going. But let me see. Peter said 9 wins you mentioned, are those New York and London combined? So Peter, I don't trade London. I think there might have been like one trade that was taken here during London. There was like one trade for like one of these months where I took a London trade. It might have been October. So it might have been 8 US trades and then 1 London, but I generally don't trade London. So London isn't factored into any of these aside from that one London trade that I took on, took in October. So it might've been like 8 wins US and then 1 London, but I can't really remember, but I rarely take London trades. There was just that one night where I was awake. So that's why I took the other one. All right, let's see. Gerald said, I've noticed that I have a problem with retracements. Would you please like to say a word? Hey, Gerald, sure. So yeah, let me know or type in the chat, what's your problem with the retracements? I can go into that more deeper so that we can, solve your issue. Because here's the thing with trading, guys. A lot of people don't realize this, but for every issue with trading, there's always a solution. And that's how I created the K2 strategies. For all the K2 strategies, I've pretty much figured out where there's weak points, and I've created a new indicator to combat that so that we can solve that solution. So like if you guys look at all the K2 indicators, it pretty much covers all of the things that you need in a trading strategy. We know the direction of momentum, we know where structure is, and in some cases, we know where the trend is if we're using the K2 pivots or if we're using the trend meter. So literally all aspects of trading have been covered with the K2 indicators. And that's why the K2 strategies and indicators are so accurate, because we pretty much cover all corners of analysis when you're analyzing the charts. Arik said 42,000 monthly. Wow, I need 3. Yeah, exactly, Arik. Because the thing is, when you have multiple 100K accounts with FTMO, you just add a multiplier to that. So your profits that you make with that one account, you just multiply it by 2 if you have 200K accounts, and then if you have 3 accounts, you just multiply it by 3. So the profit potential for that is very high as long as you stay consistent with your trading. Kenny said, man, people swear by the MACD too. Yeah, bro. So the thing with the MACD too is, I'll show you, because these were the 3 main indicators that I really liked when I first started trading. But the thing is, I started trading with stocks. I wasn't into Forex in the beginning. So that's why I know about these indicators and I know how they work, because I used to use them when I used to trade stocks in the very beginning. So the thing with the MACD is you can, like how I mentioned before, you can still use it to identify when, the direction of price and how it's trending. However, you just can't be using it when it gets into the oversold side of things. So like right here, some people like to use the histogram right here for when it goes too low. They're like, okay, it's like way oversold. So then people try to buy from here, right? Because they'd like to line up this oversold with RSI and then the oversold with MACD. And then on top of that, people like to toss in the stochastics as well. This used to be my setup right here for stocks. I would always look for times when price was overbought. Like right here, it's overbought on the RSI, it's overbought on the stochastics, and it's also sort of overbought on the MACD. So in this situation, I would probably take a little small sell right here and then ride this thing down right there, right? But the thing with this is that this works with limited assets that can be overbought and oversold. It doesn't work with Forex because, like I mentioned before, if I pull up a Forex pair here, things can't be overbought or oversold, like right here. So check this out. This is like a clear example right here for someone that would think that, oh, this thing is overbought. So, they should probably sell it, right? But it'd be completely wrong, because if you were to sell it from right here, you would have hit, if you would have sold it from from here, it probably would have hit your stop loss because this is too close of a stop loss. So it'd probably be, yeah, 20 pips is not enough. Your stop loss would probably be somewhere like over there, right, for like 36 pips. And then it would have went in the opposite direction. So that's why the oversold, overbought functions from these indicators don't work for Forex, because like I mentioned here, even though this was overbought, it was a clear overbought right here, right? It still continued up further and further because currency pairs can't be overbought. What happens here is the euro just stays strong. If it's strong against the US dollar for days, weeks, months on end, then it'll just keep going up further and further and further until, you know, there becomes some sort of balance in the market. Yeah, it's a little lesson for you guys with regard to indicators. Oh, dang, we do have an entry right here. Thanks, guys. Oh, fuck, I missed this trade. Thanks, Velocity. Let me take this trade on my own account. So if you guys want to take US 30, you can. There's an entry right there. All right, I'm going to post this up in the group real quick. So yeah, there's our entry for US 30. This over right here. Thanks, Velocity, for letting me know. I took my eyes off it for like 1 second, and then it ends up shooting up. All right, guys. So there it goes. I'm already in profit right now, guys. So if you guys want to take that trade, feel free. Just gonna post the parameters here. And this will be sent to the premium group for you guys in premium. If you guys aren't in premium, you guys should sign up so you guys could have these parameters for you guys. But since you guys are in the live, you guys will, you guys can see right here, I have the numbers on the chart. So feel free to pull the parameters if you like, but the specific parameters are going to be sent to the premium group. All right, so we got that there. And then let me just set up the 29327. Stop losses right there. All right, guys, did my job. We our entries right there sent out. Put that back to where it was. Yeah, our trade's currently active, guys. In profit. So that's pretty much how I call the trades, guys. It's super simple. Obviously I do it a lot faster than anyone else because I do this literally every day. It's pretty much how I send out the signals to you guys for both Forex and for both indices and stuff. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. It's about to hit. Sure, everything's good there. It's good here. cool guys. So yeah, if you guys are on here right now, you guys can see my account. I'm currently in profit about 600 bucks. Sorry. I'm in profit about 600 bucks right there on my account. So you guys saw that live call, you know, we saw it all live. So you guys saw that this is legit, actually, how we trade. So super simple. Spencer said fix FTMO. Let me see what he means by that. Oh, it's the is the entry off? Might be the entry, huh? Yeah, shit, the entry's way off. Sorry guys, let me fix that real quick. I don't know why the numbers went off like that. 29327. Oh yeah, no, everything else is fine, I think, right? Everything else is fine. All right, cool. So I fixed that. Sorry about that, Spencer. Numbers were off a little bit. Well, thanks, Spencer. I didn't notice that until you mentioned it. Yeah, let me see. Over here. I don't know why that happens whenever I change the numbers on here, it just automatically adjusts. All right, so we're good. Yeah, so that looks good. See what else we got here. And look, here's the good thing about this too. So this is why I'm like extra comfortable with this entry, is because if you look at the RSI, like I mentioned before, the RSI was oversold. It was oversold right here, right? So you can see this little loop right here. So it was in oversold territory. You got a buy signal. So I anticipate this to shoot right back up, because you know what happens here? This is when people buy the dip. So when it's oversold right here and you see the RSI is oversold, what happens is when people are buying the actual stock, or they're buying the actual, you know, the future for US 30 or the Dow 30, when they see that this is oversold, they put in a bunch of buy orders because they buy the dip, because they want price to come back up. They want to get in at a discount, right? So this is how it justifies your entry right here. And I think it's going to play out to full TP. I'm not even going to move my stop loss to TP1 today. I'm just going to probably let it run, but you guys can see the, you know, the reasoning behind this entry right here. Yeah, Noel said multiple incomes, the moves. Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I think everyone, whether you're business minded or not, should always have multiple streams of income, because you never know when one of your income streams are going to, you know, die on you. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They put too much into one income stream, like a job. Someone goes, like for myself, you know, I was an attorney before this. I put so much into that, being an attorney, and then COVID happens and they lay everybody off. So like when that happens, it's like, what do you do then? You know, thankfully for me, I was really good at trading, you know, so I already had something to fall back on, but not everyone has that luxury. All right, Gerald, sorry. I just saw your question with EN, so let's pull up EN real quick. So what's your question specifically, Gerald? Because you were talking about retracements. What do you mean about this retracement? Because this is normal. This happens all the time. I saw your message earlier this morning where you were asking if EN was reversing or whatnot. And I told you that it looked perfectly fine because it was coming straight down. And this is why you should be using the exit strategy. You know, this is what I've been discussing pretty much all day today, that you should be using the exit strategy, because if it does pull back like this, you would have gone stopped out for 42 pips in profit already at TP2, which was, you know, down right here. This is where I got stopped out, probably made like about $420 off this trade. So Gerald, could you be more specific with your question about the retracement? Because, you know, obviously there's a retracement here, but I don't know what you mean by that question. The only thing I can really advise is that you're supposed to use the exit strategy for every trade. So if you're still in this trade, you probably should have moved your stop loss in profit already to TP2 for 42 pips, and you might have gone stopped out in profit already. However, if you haven't, I mean, you still can, or you can just exit manually right now, or you can hang on to it. It's really up to you. It's your responsibility to you know, manage your trade. So depending on if you want to be risky and you want to go for that full TP down here, you can hang on to it. However, if you want to just hang on to it, I mean, if you want to, you know, take your profits, then you can take your profits as well. It just really depends on you as a trader personally, how you want to manage your trade, because not everyone's willing to take that risk, while some people want to, you know, let it run to full TP. So it's really up to you if you want to close it right now or not. But I'm already out of it with, you know, majority of other people who follow the exit strategy. So it's really up to you. You know, the ball's in your court. Whatever you want to do with your position, you can either close it in profit or you can let it run to full TP. Let's see. Let me keep going over here. All right, so all indicators work as one unit. Signal fire. Yeah, nice, man. So like US 30 is looking great. It's about to hit TP1 right now. Kenny said looks like a quality signal. I agree. Just like how I mentioned here, it went from oversold to a buy signal. So I see that momentum swing upwards. Let's see what else we got here. Velocity said, I can't see US 30 on the MT4. Did you figure it out, Velocity? Let's see. Velocity, do you have 10-minute time frame on your MT4? I don't think MT4 has the 10-minute time frame unless you update it. I know some people have updated their app, or they use like MT5 now, which might have it, but I don't have it on mine. And it doesn't really matter for me because I don't trade, I don't like chart on MT4, so I don't have it. I do all my charting on TradingView, and I just enter my trades manually on my MT4 app. Alexander said, is that to D30? Are you closing? No, I'm not closing. I'm letting it run to full TP. So I'm going to hang on to it until then, because there's just, you know, all signs show a bullish move. So once it hits TP1, which is about to hit right now, I might move my stop loss in, you know, in profit, but I'm probably just going to let it run because it looks like a really good trade. Let's see. Thanks, Alexander. Let's see. Art said, did you see how price bounced off the 200 MA? Let me see. I don't have the moving average on my chart, but let me just add that on real quick so I can see what you're talking about. So ARC is using the 200 MA. Yeah, no. So it bounced off, came down, came up. So yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, it was a nice rejection off it. What I use the 200, oh, we hit TP1, guys. There we go. TP1, 750 pips, guys. And it's still shooting. So enjoy your profits. Keep going. Let's keep it going to full TP. The 200 MA ARC is mostly used to identify the trend. So the wider you go with your moving average, it'll help you identify the trends. You can see right here, obviously price is above the MA. And when it does that, that just indicates that price is trending up, which, it's clearly trending up right here. And then vice versa, if it closes below it, then it will be trending down. So this is a very basic way to use the moving average, but I probably wouldn't use it for rejections because of how it's used. If you want to use it for rejections, you can use the lower time frames. I mean, the lower settings. Like generally, I would use the 200 for the trend. You can use like the 50 for rejections and stuff. But yeah, I did see that small rejection up there as well, because it attempted to cross below and then it swung right back up. If you look on the YouTube, I actually have a very simple strategy with it, moving averages, that I actually taught a long time ago before I created K². So if you go back to the old videos, it's under the education section, and then it's all covered on there. But I don't use that moving averages anymore. Let me post these. I don't know if whoops, I thought I took a screenshot of the this right there. Post up our TP right here. Go. Send this to the free group. It's probably too late for them to enter, but share it with you guys if you guys want to enter late. So one question I get a lot too is why do I post the trades late on the free group? And the reason for that is because the trades aren't meant for the free group, they're meant for the premium group. So I share it as a courtesy to the free group, just so you guys can get a later entry. If you guys want to copy the trade for real time, obviously I send them to the premium first. So obviously if you want them real time, then just join the premium. You pretty much cover your subscription costs with like one trade anyways. So I try to keep the cost low, because the thing is, I'm not here to really collect money from you guys. I'm here to teach you guys. And that small little monetary fee that you guys pay for the subscription is just to show that you guys are serious about your trading. Because I'm sure you guys have noticed, like in the free chat, you get a lot of people that aren't serious about their trading. But when you join the premium, everyone's serious about their trading, everyone's serious about their money. And it just creates a better environment for everyone to learn and grow with each other, in this whole trading game. Let's see. Yeah, Kenny said tons of confluence with this trade. I agree. And that's why I'm keeping it active, because I do see it coming up even further. Yeah, just looking at the RSI, it's pushing up really nice. And I just love that this happened right here, that it was oversold and then we had the buy signal. So I definitely see that coming up super nice. It's kind of similar to what happened right here. So you can see right here that it was oversold, right? And then we got a buy signal. And then look how far it pushed up. Like 6,000 pips. It's crazy. Yeah, again, right here as well. Those confluences just they just give us that extra confirmation that it looks good. Okay. See, the thing is, people can either join the webinar or they can join premium to get the trades real time. And I prefer helping and teaching people that want to be serious about their trading, because I'm serious with my trading, you know, and I'm serious about my profits. So I really don't want my time to be wasted. So that's why I don't really, you guys don't see me in the free chat as often. I'm there if people tag me and they ask questions. But for the most part, you know, I give my full attention to the premium members and to you guys here in the webinar, because you guys take your time out of your day to learn with me. So you know, I'm more than happy to give you guys my time and to give you guys my effort to make sure that you guys are successful traders as well, because it's totally possible for anyone to be good at trading. Trading is not that hard. The thing is, you just need the proper guidance, and you got to learn from someone that actually knows what they're doing. You know, you're not learning from someone that's just copying someone else's strategy. You're learning directly from me, who created the strategy and created these indicators. Man, my DMs are blowing up right now. Everyone's asking me about the US 30 trade. Oh my God. See, this is why I don't like sharing the trades in the free, because now my DMs are getting blown up like crazy. For everyone's asking for me to share the trades for free. Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna get to these people later because I'll focus on this right now. Let's see. Nomi said, have you ever used K2 signal for NAS? I personally don't trade NASDAQ, so I don't use it, but other people do use it. All the K2 indicators work on all the assets. So it works on Forex, works on all the indices, works on any of the geez, my DMs are going crazy right now. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, I'll just respond to these people later. And there's a ton of people asking all these questions, but if they wanted to learn, they could have been on this webinar. But yet, they're just upset because they got the trade late. All right, so let's see what we got here. It's only 8 o'clock. I thought that the candle was going to close soon, but we still have about an hour left in this candle. So there's no real reason for us to really be looking at. Wow, so look at your CAD that we went over in the webinar earlier. It would have hit full TP, but then it shot right back up. See, this is the one thing that I didn't want to happen, which is why I didn't call this trade, because some people have wide spread, so they wouldn't be able to get out of this trade, and they'd be trapped in it. Good thing I didn't call Euro CHF either, because both of the pairs aren't looking so great. Well, I mean, this one would have hit full TP, but the other ones aren't looking as great. But yeah, no, sorry, back to your question with NASDAQ. It does work with NASDAQ. Obviously, here, I'll pull up NASDAQ for you right here. It works just as well. So we had the oversold right here, buy signal. You took this entry right here, full TP. It works with any indice. It works with NASDAQ, works with S&P, works with the DAX, works with the Aussie, works with anything. As long as there's volatility in the market and there's momentum, it'll work, because the indicators are based on momentum. So as long as there's momentum swings in the market, you'll be able to use them for, you know, whatever type of strategy that you plan on applying it with. Nice. So this actually closed above this price structure right here. So I do see it pushing up even further. Let me see where the next structure is over here. Yeah, so I see this pushing up way up here. I might even take off my target and try this thing up. Let me close the window. It's cold in here. It's weird. What's my neighbor doing out there? Neighbor's like out there. It's freaking freezing outside. My neighbor's like working out on their freaking patio. Crazy. I don't know, what are they doing out there? Sorry, let me get back to the questions. I'm just really curious with my neighbor. They're like working out outside, but it's freaking freezing outside. It's like 40 degrees out here. Let's see. Velocity said, wow, I'll just catch it another day. Figured it out. So you use the I don't use the time frame at all on MT4 Velocity because, like I mentioned before, I don't chart at all. It's like I don't need the chart. I don't need the time frame. I just enter the trades on MT4. But yeah, you can use the 5-minute if you want. I just don't even use it at all because it's not something that I need because I don't look at the charts. Like here, let me just show you. I don't understand how people really chart on MT4 because this thing is like super hard to look at. And it's hard to like really use the tools and stuff because it's I just find MT4 to be super outdated. Like I don't understand why people still use it. I could understand if your phone can't handle TradingView, but looking at MT4, this thing is just super like, I feel like I'm using like a 1990s computer, bro, if I'm looking at the chart like this versus me using a chart on TradingView. So if I open TradingView right here, it's a huge difference, guys. Like you can't even compare the two. So yeah, so like this is so like compare this looks actually really nice because it has all this stuff on it versus MT4 that looks like this. But I mean, yeah, if it's what you like to use, it's fine. But yeah, Velocity, going back to your question, I don't really use a chart at all, so I don't there's no need for me to put it on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, which is the the two middles between the 10. But I guess you can use the 5. But I don't know why would you be doing charting on your phone, because the indicators can't be used on MT4. See, RX said, I'm an idiot. I lowered my lot size to 5 for risk management purposes. I was wrong. I was it. I think that's like way too low, RX, if you're trading, because it's going to be impossible for you to, well, not impossible, but it's going to take you a really long time to, bounce back to break even. So you should definitely increase it maybe to at least 10. I think 5 is just way too low. You're not going to make enough profit off that, because let me show you real quick. I'll break it down for you right here. If you're trading a 5 lot, it's like 50 cents per lot times 1,500 pips. You're only going to make 750 off a full TP, and you're down to 9,500. So you're going to have to win like 6 trades for you to come back, versus if you're trading a 15 lot, multiply that by 1,500, you're going to make substantially more, like 3 times more you would have made if you were on a half lot or a 5 lot, I guess. So there's a huge difference between the profit potential using a 5 lot versus a 15 lot. See, Andrew said, will 30 keep pushing up, remove TP, and just move stop loss? You can do that, Andrew, if you're able to actively manage your trade. I can't really say if it will or will not. That's a good idea. I'm probably gonna take off my TP and just ride that thing up. Like, I can't guarantee that's gonna happen, but it could. So let me just oh shit, I didn't even set a stop loss, guys. I was too busy with you guys that I didn't set my own stop loss here. So for me, I'm going to set my stop loss a little bit above break even. Let's use 29. All right, so I set my stop loss in profit. And yeah, I'm just going to keep sliding my stop loss up as it moves up further, Andrew, because I think it's going to shoot up to this next structure right here, or it might not shoot up directly, but it's going to continue pushing up to this next structure right here. So I took my stop loss, I took my TP off. I'm just going to slide my stop loss up as it continues to move up further. Let me keep looking over here. Hey, Kiki, did you just get into this? I feel like, Kiki, you come into the webinar every once in a while and you ask if there's any running trades. We do have US 30 running right now in profit. We hit TP1 already, so I don't recommend you enter it. It's too late. We also have EN running as well, but we've already hit TP on that too, so it's too late for you to enter that trade at this time. So there's not anything that I recommend you enter because you just got in a little too late. But we're pretty heavy in profit in all of our positions, and the other positions have already hit full TP. Let me keep going. Ed said, Shawn, are you going to use the RSIs and added confluence? So I will use that for US 30 only because it's like one of my favorite indicators, you know, with regard to stocks and indices. But I'm not going to base it off it. So I'm not going to be waiting for oversold. Like I'm not going to, you know, completely base it off that. I'm mostly going to just use it as an extra confirmation. Velocity said, first US 30 trade I found I couldn't enter myself, but I'm learning. I mean, it happens, Velocity. I'm still learning every day too. Edward said, is that a Herman Miller share? Herman Miller share? You know, I wanted to get one of them. This is, I don't know what kind of brand this is, but it's a very good brand too. Cause it has this thing where like you can literally adjust everything. So it's kind of like a Herman Miller copycat. I heard it's pretty much the same thing. You know, it's just the brand name. I was going to get a Herman Miller chair, but I just didn't feel like I needed it yet, you know, cause this is a standing desk as well. So I stand a lot of the time. And I just sit when I get lazy. But I definitely am going to be getting a Herman Miller chair sometime, maybe next year, if this chair doesn't wear out. I mean, this chair is perfectly fine, so I'm not in need of a new computer chair or office chair. But definitely Herman Miller is going to be on my list of cool chairs for next year. But those chairs are freaking expensive. What is that, like $2,000, $5,000 for a chair? But it's worth it, you know, because it definitely helps with ergonomics, which is what I'm looking for. Let's see. Peter said MT4 equals Windows 98. Trading views like Windows 10. I agree. You know, and Jezreel said they really need to update MT4. I agree with that too. That's why I'm still confused why people still use it. I know some people use MT5, and I don't understand why people personally don't like to use MT5 because I think it's a better platform. But I feel like people are just stuck with MT4 and they're so familiar with how to use it that they just stick with it, which is completely fine. It makes sense. You know, like I mentioned before, don't fix something that's not broken. But it's just way too outdated for me. I feel like, you know, I'm way in the past by using MT4 still. Okay, so John said, how far below the current price do you move your stop loss to? So John, currently right now, my stop loss for my FTMO is moved to 29,350. So I wanted to give it some cushion between, you know, where price currently is and that it's at least still in profit. Or you could even move it a little bit above break even. So if you entered at that same exact price that I mentioned, you can just put it slightly above profit so that you could still lock in some profit to cover the spread and the fees associated with your trade. And then you can just let it run. But once price reaches full TP right here, I'm going to move my stop loss a little bit higher. I'm just going to keep sliding it up as it goes, basically. Or if this creates a low right here, which it looked like it did, I'm probably going to just move my stop loss to right here so that I can keep riding it up. And then I'm just going to use it as like a sliding ladder up and up and up as it keeps moving upwards so that I can maximize my profit potential with this trade. Let's see, Edward said get Secret Lab. What's Secret Lab, Edward? Is that a chair? Check. Oh, gaming chairs. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna take a look at it right now. Well, are these chairs pretty good? Because what I heard about these gaming chairs, Ed, is that they're not even that good. They're just hyped up, and they just you know, it's because all of these gamers like to they like to advertise it, but I heard they're not really that comfortable. So I'm like looking for, let's see. Yeah, because it's always like these gamers that use these chairs. And the thing is, I don't want it to be comfortable. I want it to be to just give support, really, because you know, when I'm sitting in my chair, I'm here to do work. I'm not here to just hang out. But this is funny. Like I saw this online too, where you could lay down in the chair. I don't know why anyone would ever want to lay down in a chair like this, but I mean, I guess it's a cool function. Nice. Okay, so Ed said this is a really good chair. So I'll probably you know, I'll look into it. Because I just bought this chair. This chair was like maybe like $500, but you know, I'm always looking for something better if it's available. Which one did you get, Edward? Did you get the Omega Titan or Titan XL? You know, cost isn't really going to be an issue because obviously your health is going to be one of your most important things that you should take care of. So I'd probably go with the Titan, maybe even the XL. I'm not that heavy though. I'm not 390 pounds. Or I'm not even this heavy either. Maybe the Titan would be good. Let's see. Oh, it's actually not that bad. This is actually cheaper than the chair that I'm using right now. But it looks like a cool chair. It looks exactly like mine. It's just leather. Mine's just a mesh material, so it's like it's kind of hard, but it's not. Oh, not bad. I don't even think too crazy. I'd probably just get the regular. Yeah, this looks like a pretty nice chair though. Ooh, esports edition. Hey, do you play video games? I'm just wondering because of this chair. But yeah, no, it's a cool chair. So yeah, Omega, then Omega get the Titan. Okay, cool. So you got the Omega. The Titan does look nice. This is so funny. Every time I see this, I'm like, why would anyone want to lay in their chair like this? I would just go to my couch or my bed or something. But I mean, it's a cool feature if that's what you want to do. But yeah, no, thanks for the tip, Ed. I'm going to keep this in mind because next year, you know, depending on how my chair lasts, I might just get a new one. I like this too, that has memory foam. Call of Duty, nice. What do you play on, Ed? I was thinking about getting one of the new consoles. And I heard that you can play with people on other consoles now. It's like you know, it works across the platforms. So I was thinking about getting one of the consoles possibly, just to, you know, something to do in my free time. But I also don't want to waste time, so I'll have to think about that a little deeper before I, you know, actually hop into that. Let's see. All right, cool. Yeah, so US 30 looks pretty good. I'm probably just going to keep letting it run. And then we'll just keep checking on it. The next 4-hour candle closes in about an hour or so. So we still have some time for that until we start looking. But let's see. So let me see what else we got here. Velocity said, I'm going to start trading from my phone, then chart on my computer like you. Yeah, Velocity, it actually works really well because the thing is, when I'm trading on my phone, I can look at the chart, you know, directly while I'm putting the trade in on my phone versus, you know, doing everything on one screen. However, I do have two screens. I have a big screen right here, and then I have another screen right here. That's why you guys see me looking this way sometimes. But I still think it's a little better that you can do it, you know, separately. Let's see. Alexander said IKEA good value. Yeah, before I used to have an IKEA chair, like back when I was, you know, in college and in law school, because I was looking for, you know, value. But now, you know, money isn't really an issue. So I'm able to, you know, I'm more focused on something that's going to better my health. So I like the things that I don't mind I wouldn't say wasting, things that I don't like, that I don't mind spending money on are like, you know, good food, good chair, good desk, good computer, good bed. And that's about it. You know, all of the necessities in life to keep your health on point, you know, good gym membership, stuff like that. And you said Walmart sells some nice Chinese made chairs for $50. Yeah, you know, back to what I mentioned, I used to have chairs like that all the time, but like now I'm at a point where, you know, health is a big deal, because obviously, you know, if you're working to build this wealth and to build, you know, your legacy, you definitely want to live a long life. So that's why I spend money on things that will help me live a longer life, I guess. Let's see. All right, cool. Our position's looking nice. So like, if you guys are looking at my position, I'm up 1,200 right now. Looking good so far. I'll send this to the group. We'll let it run for a little bit. Let's see. Is that Warzone? Pre-ordered PS5 crossplay. Nice. Yeah, I saw your Instagram post, and I'm gonna check it out right now. Just looking at my US 30 profits right now. It's looking real good. Nice. All right, let me post this in the group real quick, because we are I'd say both of these. Weird. Great so far. For this over. Send this over to the indices. All right, cool. So let me go back to, so yeah, Ed got the PS5. You know, I was thinking, I don't know if I would rather want the PS5 or if I would rather want the Xbox. I was, you know, obviously it would work best on computer, but I don't think I can play anything like that on my iMac Pro, you know, regardless as to the fact that this is an expensive ass computer. I don't think I can play games on it like that. Man, this computer is expensive. This is probably the most expensive thing I've paid for. That's not a car, because you know, I never thought I'd pay this much for a computer, but you know, obviously I do everything on my computer, so this is something that I also would splurge on. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a gaming computer just for trading and stuff, but I'm so used to Mac that I just stick with this. Let's see. Ed said, IKEA chairs broke my back. Let me check your the post that you sent me, Ed. Let's see, I think you sent it to my personal IG, right? Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a really cool chair. That's a cool chair, the Omega. I'm definitely gonna look into that soon when I'm looking for my my next chair. It's a really cool chair, Ed. Man, I need to. Yeah, I'm still thinking which console I really want to get. Let's see. Arik said, but I would have done another 15 lot and lost. I would be approximately at. Yeah, but you got to think positive, Arik. You can't think about the negatives. You got to think that it's going to be doing well. But if you did enter at 15, at the beginning when you were supposed to, like you properly would have entered it, then yeah, it would have been good. But I wouldn't enter right now. It's just too late because it already hit TP. So, just try again next time. Let's see what else we got here. Velocity said, I'm coming to join the K2 team, one US 30 trade at a time. I mean, US 30 is all you really need, guys. US 30 is where I make most of my profit. I do make pretty good profit on my Forex trades too, but US 30 is all I trade on my FTMO. So that's like the real rainmaker for me here. Ed said, what games are you wanting to play? Sports? If you're playing FPS, I suggest you buy a PC. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not really into games anymore. I used to play games a lot when I was like, in high school and stuff, but now it's just something that to play for, on the side and for fun and stuff like that. So I might just get a console because it's just going to be a lot easier for me to just use that versus me having to, having to buy a PC just for gaming. Cause I don't really game that much. I'll probably be gaming a few times a month, even maybe not even weekly. Let's see. Andrew said base your console on the exclusive games. If you want Halo or Gears, go with Xbox. Otherwise, PS fine. Yeah, I might go with Xbox because I did like Halo when I had the Xbox One, and I did like Call of Duty on there too. And I like the controller as well. I feel like the controller on the Xbox is better. So I might maybe play around with that, but I'll see. I mean, I'm not here. The last thing I want to do is buy a console and not even use it. Kenny said, what part of California do you live in, Shawn? My fiance is in Cali. We try to visit once a year. Yeah, Kenny, I'm located in Irvine. It's like in the middle of Orange County. I don't know if you're familiar with Irvine, but it's like I live on the border of Newport Beach and Irvine. So if you're ever, if you're ever in the area, if you ever want to meet up, feel free to let me know. Congrats on your new twins coming up. But yeah, if you're ever in town, feel free to hit me up. I'm always down to meet up with you guys if you guys are in the area. But I mean, right now with COVID, it's kind of hard to meet up with people. We were supposed to have a meetup, all around the world this year when Aaron was handling the signals and stuff, but due to COVID, we can't really do it anymore because the borders are closed and stuff like that. But definitely, if you guys are, at some point, I'm definitely going to make a tour around, try to visit you guys all over the place because we do have traders from everywhere. And I definitely would want to meet you guys in person, so you guys can see that I'm a real person, John said, you don't need a gaming system. Charting and trading is the same as FPS. I agree, John. Every time I think about buying a gaming system, I always think about, I could be charting, I could be backtesting, I could be doing all this other stuff. So that's still a deciding factor for me, whether I want to, take that route or continue with all that other stuff. D-Vamp. Oh, is that David? Hola, Shawn. Sahan. The only reason I knew it was David because of the way David spells my name. Let's see. Alexander said 3090. Nice. And you said 30 hit TP. Yeah, that first TP hit was nice. Yeah, Kiki. Kiki said my man needs to eat too. You gotta hop on these calls earlier, Kiki. It seems like you hop on a little too late. Or just join the premium. If you join the premium, you'll get, all of my trades real time. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Kenny said, nice, she's from Long Beach. Oh, cool. Yeah, I went to college at Long Beach, so that's where I went to undergrad. I'm like from that area, like throughout my whole life, basically. And then I moved to San Diego for a bit. I was in San Diego for maybe like 4 or 5 years. And then after that, I moved up here. So pretty close by. So yeah, if you ever come in town, you know, hit me up, we'll grab lunch or something, or you come over, we could do some live trading. Here where I live now in my office, we have like some, you know, open offices here. So I was planning on having like live trading rooms here where people could come and trade with me live, but they're closed right now due to COVID. So once they reopen, you know, we can probably start doing that, do some live trainings over here at my location. Here, let's see what else we got here. David's there, first stop Vegas. Yeah, David's favorite place in the world. Let's see. Soleil said, thanks for the signal, Shawn. I have a small account. It's growing. I'll join premium soon. Nice. Yeah, you know, that's the goal. The goal with everyone here in K2, whether you're in premium or whether you're not, is to just turn you into a, you know, self-efficient trader where you can, you know, grow that account, because it's totally possible. We grow the account every single day. And if you guys hang around K2 long enough, you guys can as well. You literally just, you know, do what you're supposed to do and follow directions and you should be good. John said, I live halfway between Irvine and Long Beach. Nice. Yeah, John, I think you live in like Huntington Beach, right? Or you live somewhere in Orange County. So you're like right there, right down the middle. Kiki said, sure, I'll join Premium Club immediately soon. I can complete the education. Yeah, Kiki, whenever you're ready. And you don't have to, there's no rush because we're still trading every single day, but whenever you're ready, you know, we're here and more than welcome to have you join the team. Let's see, Kenny said, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Kenny. So yeah, you know, that goes out to anybody. If anyone's like in the area, hit me up, meet up, do something, or, you know, whatever COVID allows for. Let's see, check the calendar real quick. All right, guys. So let me take a look at the, I mean, our US 30 position is looking perfectly fine. So I'm going to let that be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to answer these questions in the, oh, nice, John. Yeah, you're off the 405 and Beach. So you're pretty close by. I mean, not super close, but you're definitely like halfway as well. Let's see. His response to all these questions right here. I got too many. Oh yeah, sorry, Jasveer. I did see your message earlier and I totally skipped over it. So Jasveer, Jazz, in order to draw your rectangles, here, do this. So see you have a rectangle right here. Just double click on it and then click extend to the right and extend to the left. Because if you have that off, this is what yours looks like. But if you extend it to the right, extend it to the left, it'll go across the entire screen. So that's how you could fix that right there. Just again, just click on your rectangle and then click extend to the right, extend to the left, and then it'll extend across the entire screen. So you should be good from there. Let me check my position. All right, cool. Deshaun said, can we enter US 30? That's going to be a negative. You're a little too late, bro. We already hit TP1. So once it hits TP, we don't recommend you enter any trades late. So no more US 30 for the day. We're just letting it run at this point. Damn, US 30 is starting to drop back down. Oh man, David. David said you can't be saying extend to the left like that. I started twitching. It's too funny, bro. Man, so how about them elections though, David? Oh, man. Man, I hate how US 30 does this sometimes. It'll like pull back a little bit and then it'll just pretty much mess around until it shoots right back up. Yeah, no problem, Jazz. Glad I could help with that. We got about an hour left for the Forex trade. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I got a ton of DMs. So I'm going to respond to these real quick. And then if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. But I'm responding to these in private on the side because these are like private DMs. So let me just get over to all of these real quick. Dude said Don coming back. Omar said, what's the most common strategy used when the sign is not clear? We use the same strategy for everything, Omar. I use the same K2 strategy for everything. So I'm not sure what you mean by your question. Maybe if you could be a little more detailed with your question, because I don't understand what you mean by when the sign is not clear. If you could be more detailed, I can probably go into more details as to solving your issue with the with your question. But I'm kind of confused with what you're asking, because you're asking what is the common strategy when the sign is not clear. And generally there's no common strategy. It depends on your strategy, because there's no right or wrong strategy. It just depends on how you trade and how your strategy is adjusted, with regard to market conditions, or how you say it's not clear, because your strategy should be clear. There should be no uncertainty with your strategy. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but if you could be more specific, I can probably help you a little more in detail. But I don't understand what you mean by your question just yet. But if you can be more detailed, I can help you out with that. Let me see. Okay, I got a ton of DMs here. Let me just get through these guys. I got 12 DMs from 12 different people. So let me see. Let's see. Cool. So we got Elysian right here. Elysian said, I applied the exit strategy and only got to TP2, but it's okay. This thing works. So what else we got here? Just move this over real quick. Omar said, like when the signal, is middle of the, okay, I think you mean middle. So when the signal is, sorry, there's just kind of hard to read. Like when the signal in middle of the chart isn't up of the, sorry, Omar, I don't understand what you mean with your question. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say with that. Maybe if you can send me a chart, Omar, of like what you're looking at, then you know, I can probably understand what you're talking about. But I don't really understand what your question or your statement means, because your first question says, what's the most common strategy used when the sign is not clear? And then you said, like, when the signal in middle of chart it isn't up of down. Sorry, I don't understand what that what you mean by this. Try you know, opening a chart and then just draw what you're looking at so that I can see what you mean. But I don't know what you mean by that, because I don't know what you're looking at on your chart, and I don't know what you mean by the signal, if you're talking about a K2 signal or if you're talking about something else. Omar, I'm trying to figure out you know, what you mean by that. But I want to help you. So, you know, I'm trying to help you, but I just don't understand what you mean. So if you can send me a chart of what you're looking at and what you mean, then I can help you with it. But I just don't understand what you mean by, because I could kind of make out what you're saying, where you said the signal is in the middle of the chart, but I don't know what you're looking at. So I don't know if you're looking at US 30 or if you're looking at a specific pair, because I would have to look and see what you mean so I can tell you what you can add to add confirmation to whatever you're looking at. Because there's always a way to fix any issues you have with trading. You know, like if say if you have a momentum signal right here and you're not sure whether to take or not, you can use other confirmations like a rejection right here off the support, followed by a momentum signal upwards to, you know, take that specific signal. You know, same situation with like any of these other pairs over here. There's always something that you can add to your strategy to make it better, or to fix any, you know, discrepancies with your specific strategy that you're applying. And I need to figure out what strategy you're using too, because I'm not sure what, you know, what's your analysis on it. Maybe if you send me a chart with your analysis as to what you're looking at and what the issue is with your question, then I can go in, I can, you know, pinpoint exactly what needs to be done in order for you to have a better understanding as to where the confusion is with your question. Victor said, "What's up, Shawn? Is it not helpful to look at the momentum indicator on the forward together with a 10-minute for US 30, trying to understand what might have made that call from yesterday failed?" Oh yeah, no, definitely. So let's let me pull up another chart and then we can analyze that entry from yesterday. There's always a way, like how I've been discussing like pretty much all day today, there's always a way to fix, or not to fix, or to understand, you know, why a trade went wrong. I can't remember if there was news or something yesterday or something that may have affected the market, causing it to do that. But we can also play around with it to figure out what the issue was. Okay, so let's go and rewind to yesterday. So yesterday's entry was right over here. And the thing is, so Victor, I'm not sure if you were paying attention to, you know, what we talked about earlier. What I mentioned with Ed is that this entry came a little late. Generally, if the trade doesn't come by 10 o'clock, we usually just let it go and we just avoid the entry for that day. However, we were waiting for this entry for so long that we really wanted to take it. So that's why we still took it, even though it came after 10, because generally I'm not available after 10 because that's when I go do my own stuff. But for some whatever reason, we were watching it for so long that we wanted to enter that trade. But let's go ahead and see what could have been done differently. So one thing that you could have done to identify if it was a bad entry or not is use the K2SR, because the K2SR is going to show you where the rejection points are, right? So for right here, the rejection points were right here. You know, with regard to moving downward. So we'd probably want to grab the rejection points from the higher time frames because they're a lot more accurate. But I mean, let's see if we see anything here, like on the 30-minute, nothing there. 15-minute, nothing there. So yeah, that would be the closest rejection point. So if I was to run this forward, you can see right here that a new zone was created a little later. So the problem with this is that we wouldn't be able to identify this zone right here until after we have already entered, because we entered this trade right here and so much time has already passed where we've already been in the trade for an hour, and I think it would have hit stop loss at that point. But let me see if there's anything else that we could have looked at that caused this move upwards. I don't know if there was news yesterday. Let's see. There was no news yesterday. I think I did check the RSI and it didn't show that it was oversold. So let's see, RSI. Yeah, it wasn't oversold. The trend was down. Like overall, this trade was just, it was a good trade. It was in the middle of the RSI. It was not oversold. The trend meter was coming down. Let me just rewind to this point. Yeah, because Victor also mentioned that so I'm gonna go back to Victor's question. So Victor's question said, what's up, Shawn? Is it not helpful to look at the momentum indicator on the 4-hour together with the 10-minute for US 30? So that's one thing that you can do. However, if you're comparing the 4-hour candle with the 10-minute candle, it's not going to line up, because the 4-hour candle is, I'm trying to think how many, what's 60 times 4? Yeah, so it's 240 minutes away. So if you divide this by 10, it's going to be 24 10-minute candles. So the thing is, if you look at 24 10-minute candles here, it's a big difference. So like this is like 24 candles. You get 2 signals within that 4-hour period. So one candle on the 4-hour isn't going to make a real big difference, because it was a sell signal here and our signal on the 10-minute was a sell as well. So it should have lined up together, right? But the problem with that is that so much can happen within 24 candles. Like right here, from this candle to this candle, this is 22 candles, right? So within one 4-hour candle, we have a signal that goes up, a signal that goes down, a signal that goes up, and then another signal that goes down. So that's why it's not really beneficial for you to really match up a 10-minute versus a 4-hour. If you wanted to match it up, you can match it up the 10-minute with maybe the 30-minute, maybe the hour at max. But if you go up to the 4-hour, it's just too much time in between each 10-minute candle for you to really make a confluence between the two. So, just reanalyzing everything right here, it doesn't look like there was anything that really indicated that price was going to reverse. It's just US 30 as a market. If the market wants to go one direction, it'll go that direction. There's really no way to really identify, the way that it moves, because the thing with US 30 is that it's all basically news based. So if yeah, but that doesn't really matter if it's invalid or not, because look, if it's invalid, it still goes up. If this is invalid, it still goes down. Just because it's invalid doesn't give you a confirmation that it's going to move in that direction, because we still have valid signals here. So right here we have a valid sell. It doesn't really move down very much, right? And then same with right here, this is like an invalid sell, but then it goes in the opposite direction. So the thing with this, I'm like right here. So this is an invalid sell, but it still comes down, right? So even if it's an invalid signal, it's not going to give a confirmation that it's going to move in that direction. So like right here was an invalid sell. So if you're comparing this invalid sell to the same invalid sell that you're looking at over here, this was going opposite, right? But for this, it's actually going in the proper direction, because it's an invalid sell, but it still goes down about like 3,000, 4,000 pips. So I wouldn't use a 4-hour and 10-minute to link a confluence there, because they don't line up with each other. It would have to nice. Sorry guys. I just saw Alex, he put D30 gapping. I was like, oh man, I'll take a look real quick, because I was getting a little worried that it was dropping. So it's coming back up. Man, check out my profits real quick. Oh man, it's coming back down. All right, cool. We back in profit. So we looking good right now. Man, that's exactly what I needed. I was watching a US 30 and I was like, man, I hope it doesn't come down any more further. Thankfully it didn't. So it's actually looking pretty good right now. Let's see what else we got right here. Oh crap, I forgot to post this on the IG. Sorry guys, let me just post this up real quick, because I know there's a lot of people on the IG that that want to hop in on this too. So let me just grab the link. I know I forgot to do something today. That always happens. Like I'm like too focused on other stuff and I forget to post it on all the social media. Let me just post this on the social media real quick. Man, I hate how these swipe up. These like swipe up stickers, sometimes they just disappear. It's all good. Yes, we're still live right now, so it's all good. All right, cool. Just make sure that this is good to go. All right, post it on the story. All right, guys. So just looking at, sorry guys, let me go and respond to all these questions now. Yeah, no, Victor, definitely. But yeah, no, it's good that you're asking, Victor, because a lot of people don't ask and they'll never know. So it's good that you asked so that I was able to clear that up for you. Because I know there's some people that were using like the daily. They're like, oh, it's like momentum is up on the daily. So they're only going to take, trades in that direction. Like right here, it's like, oh, it's only a buy. So they're only taking buys on the 10-minute, but that's such a huge difference because, if they take a buy right here and it comes down, the daily chart is so much different to the 10-minute, especially if you're trading US 30, because it moves so differently. So I'm glad you asked that question, Victor, because I'm sure there's other people here that had the same question or something similar, but they were just too shy to ask. And I'm glad that you asked, because then we have that cleared up. So if someone goes back and rewatches this webinar, they'll understand that, that's probably not the proper way to analyze the chart. If you're to use a confluence, you should probably use maybe something closer, like the 15-minute or the 30-minute. But something way down here is just way too far off. Let's see. Ed said, be back, want to walk me. So yeah, I got to walk Kai soon too. Let's see. Kenny said, respect that level, pretty good. Time to take us to the moon. I know, right? That's exactly what I'm waiting for. Right now, just waiting for that thing to shoot up. Let me check this real quick. So we got one person right here asking about CAD CHF. So let me just pull up CAD CHF real quick. Trying to figure out what chart is he on. Let's see, he's on, he has no time frame on there. Let's see if I can figure it out from here. Looks like he is on the 30-minute. Yeah, the momentum is still going up for CAD CHF. Let me go back and answer these questions real quick, guys. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. But yeah, I'm waiting for this thing to shoot back up. Come on, man. I hate when US30 does this. It does this like every so often. Sometimes it'll go straight to full TP. Sometimes it'll just mess around and go sideways for like a good couple hours before it just skyrockets. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. You know, it happens all the time. And it's super annoying, but I just gotta deal with it. Let's see. Kenny said possible small inverse head and shoulders to at that level, huh? Let's see. You know, for the longest, I used to be super intrigued with head and shoulders, but actually, I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. I personally don't really see it. Or yeah, I guess you can see it built forming right here. So possibly. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe. The thing with patterns like that is that most of the time they don't play out. That's why I usually don't like to even follow them. But I mean, it might. We'll see. But I could see it forming like slightly. But these back and forth candles keep throwing me off. Like if it was a smoother move, like something like this or something like this, then yeah, I could see it. But right here, just these current candles are just throwing me off because they're all over the place. Let me see. Damn, man, this thing's starting to drop. Yeah, I hope it's an inverted head and shoulders, Kenny, so it could shoot right back up. So even though I don't see it, I'm gonna tell you that it is because Shawn said Wade got a US sell. Yeah, I mean Wade analyzes it differently from me, so I'm not sure how he analyzed it. There's no right or wrong way to analyze it. We did hit our TP already, so I mean if that's what he called, he probably called it from the top. But let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not in Wade's chat, so I don't know what he calls or what he calls it. But our trades would go against each other all the time, you know. Sometimes he would call a sell, sometimes I call a buy, and they just play out how they play out. Let's see. So we got a signal right there. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it be because there's nothing. I mean, you already hit TP1, so most people are already out of the trade. They got on profit, and then I don't know. We can't really tell if it's gonna be if it's gonna go up or if it's gonna go down because it's just consolidating right now sideways. So, I mean, literally anyone could call buy or sell, but it will. I got a ton of messages. Let me, sorry guys, I'm going to respond to these messages because I got like my messages keep adding up. You guys saw earlier, it was like 12 and it just keeps adding up to like 12, 15. It's going to knock out these questions because everyone's hitting me up right now. Yeah. Ark, I'm going to get back. I don't know if Ark is still on here, but Ark, if you were on here, I'm going to get back to your message later because your message is like really long. I got to break it down before I can respond to it. It's kind of long, which is not bad, but you know, it's going to take a while for me to break it down and understand what you asked in that message. Man, my DMs are going crazy right now. All we're doing is just waiting for these Beebs. Beebs. I'm gonna respond to your message right now. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Man, wish US 30 would just choose the direction already. Just keeps bouncing around. Free said, take my money from US 30. You can have that consolidation. Oh man, I know. I agree. It's consolidation drives me nuts, man, because it just goes sideways for so long, and you just never really know what's going to happen. Because the thing is with this consolidation right here. So this is the consolidation zone. Consolidation zone is probably then right here. It's probably just going to keep bouncing around, you know, back and forth until it decides which direction to break out of. It can either skyrocket up or shoot down. Obviously, we want it to go up, so we'll see how this plays out. But you know, we can check what the sentiment is. Let me check real quick. US 30 IG sentiment. Let's see where everyone's trading today. All right, so this is actually good. So it shows that 63% of people are short in this market. So you know what's going to happen? Market makers are going to do the opposite and shoot it up because they want people who are, you know, they want where more people are to lose. So if more people are shorting right now, they're going to push price up to stop everyone out. So I feel comfortable with this trade right now because majority of people are shorting right now. So the market's not going to make that easy. What they're probably going to do is they're going to spike it up, hit our full TP, and then they might drop it. But you know, the market makers and institutions have to make their money first before they push price where it's supposed to go. So looking at the sentiment right here, just like I mentioned, you know, 63% of people are short. And just put it this way, if you're a market maker and an institution and you see that 63% of people are selling, what are you going to do? You're going to push in the opposite direction to make your money and then stop everyone out. And then they'll bring it down after that. So that's why I feel okay with this, because you guys have to look at it from a psychological perspective. A lot of people don't see that. You kind of have to analyze the market from both sides of the spectrum. Because obviously, if there's more people short, why would the market makers and institutions push price down? They're going to lose money because they're only going to be making money off the what is it, the 47% of other people that are on the opposite side. So obviously they're going to push price the opposite direction of where majority of people are. So that's why I see it coming up. Exactly. So yeah, Kenny said you're going to take all those stop losses. So like pretty much right here, this is what I see happening. So like, let me go on another chart so I can show you guys what I mean by that. And a lot of people don't see that. They don't understand the psychological side of things with regard to how it moves. Wait, why does this chart look different from? Oh, because it's rewinded. Okay, so check this out. So sentiment right now. So we have, what was it again? 64%. So this is what sentiment looks like right now, right? There's 40% of people buying and 64% of people selling. So how are the big banks going to make money? Are they going to make money from people? Because people are selling right now, right? And this is what people's positions are probably looking like. It's probably looking like something like this, like 100. This is what most people's trades are looking like, right? Because 64% of people are selling. You know what the market makers are going to do? They're going to spike price up to stop everyone out, and then they'll drop it down. And that's perfectly fine because they're at full TPs right here. So hit our full TP and then drop it after. They're not going to do the opposite. They're not going to do this. Look, they're not going to go and give them a full TP and then spike it up because majority of people are selling. So they're not going to make money by pushing price. They're not going to make money by pushing price down. They're going to make money by pushing price up because majority of people are selling. So everyone has their stop losses in the same area. And look, here are like the kill zones, because the thing with these areas is that So if you look at where price currently is, so check out price right here, right? This is where everyone's going to have their stop losses, because everyone thinks that this is the safe zone, right? Because this is where the swing's at. So the thing with this right here is majority of people are selling. So everyone has their stop loss like way up here, right? They probably have it like, because this is like a sweet spot where people usually put their stop loss. They put it at the previous swing, which is like right there. And then they're going to have their target way down here, right? This is how most people trade. And this is how most people fail at trading, because right here, there's majority of people selling. So what they're going to do is they're going to spike price up here, because I'm sure this has happened to everyone. You know, you're taking a trade and price goes straight to your stop loss. And then what happens after it hits your stop loss? It comes all the way back down to hit your TP. But at that point, you're already kicked out of the trade. So that's what I see happening right here. I see the market makers pushing price up to stop everyone out right here and then dropping it. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before. This happens all the time. And the problem with this is people don't look at the trade from the perspective of the institutions and the market makers. They only see it linear from what they see. So this is basically what I see happening right here, which is perfectly fine. You know, go ahead and push price up because I want to hit our full TP, and then you guys can drop it to wherever you guys want to drop it. But this is basically what I see happening right here. The thing is, you don't want to trade where everybody's trading, because if you're trading where everybody's trading, you're going to fail just like everyone else. You know, majority of people don't do well at trading because they trade like everyone else. And that's why you kind of have to, do the opposite of what a lot of those people are doing in order to be successful. Let me see. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm just checking my messages real quick. But this is what I see happening here. You know, generally, I don't want to be where majority of people are. And since there's more people short, so you can see right here, people are getting stopped out. You see it was at 63%, people were short. Now it's 62% because as they keep pushing price upwards, people are either going to close out of their positions because they're getting scared that it's not going to drop, or people are getting stopped out. Like right here, they spiked this up right here, right? So as they spiked it up, some people have their stop losses right here because they think that this is some sort of resistance, right? So what happens is they spike price up, they stopped everyone out right here, and then they dropped it back down to trick people to enter more sells. So this is what happens. People enter a sell right here, they get stopped out, they re-enter another sell, and they're like, okay, my stop loss was too close. So what do? They move their stop loss up here. And then what happens? They spike price up again, they get stopped out a second time. And then they're like, oh crap, you know, I was just unlucky. My stop loss should have been wider. What do they do next? They move their stop loss up here. They get stopped out a third time, account blown. And that's how people blow accounts, because they don't know what they're doing. You have to get it from the perspective of the market makers, and you have to understand that the market's going to move in their favor, regardless as to how you see the market or how whoever you're learning from sees the market. But you have to trade like you are the institution, because you have to see where they're trading. And this is exactly what we're doing. We're trading with the institution. So when I see people talk about institutional candles, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, because all I see when, like Razik brought it up yesterday, he was mentioning the institutional candles, and I wasn't sure what he was talking about, because that term is thrown around so often, where, you know, everything gets mixed up and people just don't see. People don't see what it really does mean. Yeah, Kenny said it happened to me so many times with my stop loss and straight to TP or past my TP. Exactly, that's exactly what I see happening too. And Victor said, "Wow, have had it happen multiple times, but never knew why." Thanks. Yeah, exactly. You guys have to look at the perspective from the market makers. Make sure you're not trading with the sheep, because if you trade like the sheep, you're gonna get slaughtered like the sheep. And that's just the way how the market works, you know. I've been trading for so long, right? I've seen this so many times happen to me and happen to other people that I don't fall for their tricks anymore. But there we go. We're back in profit, guys. So see how this plays out. But yeah, like I mentioned, you know, they can push to our full TP, and then at that point they can do whatever they want. all I care is that it hits our TP. And then if you want to go for the shorts that you guys are following, then hopefully it plays out in your favor. But I personally just want it to hit our TP. That's the main goal for me right now. I might even put my my TP back on, because now that I've seen what happened right here, or I've looked at the sentiment. See, look, this is going to be funny, because if we keep looking at this number is going to get smaller and smaller. So it's at 62%, right? And then as it moves to like 60%, that's because people are getting stopped out, or they're getting pulled out of the trade. Sorry guys, my my DMs are going crazy right now. Let me see. See what we got here. Let's pull the chart back up. Chart looks great. So far it's 9:37. So I'm going to start looking for trades soon for Forex. But yeah, give me another second, guys. I just need to keep responding to these questions, because the questions just keep piling up every time I'm doing stuff on here. So let's see. Man, CSEC missed the trade. So it's still pushing up. All right, let me keep going down. My messages are going crazy. Let's see. And this thing is literally just bouncing around this area. But you know, the cool thing would be is if we get another buy signal, then to the moon we go. I don't have a TP, so hopefully, well, I'm going to be actively monitoring it. So hopefully, you know, once price hits it, then I'll just keep moving my stop loss up higher. Yeah, sure, Jazz. I'll show you right now. 1 second. I'm just going to I'm going to continue. Oh, there we go. So that's exactly what I was saying. See, I'm waiting for this buy signal because we're going to the moon. Nice. Okay, so I'm waiting for this thing to close. This candle just opened. So hopefully it closes soon, and then we can ride this thing up. But okay, so let me finish answering these questions, and I'll show you UJ real quick, Jazz, and then after that we can move on to the other stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what is going on with this stuff right here. Oh, that's why. Duh. Okay. No wonder. Sorry guys, had to fix some stuff here on the admin side. I had some settings that were off. No wonder. Okay. Oh, it makes a lot of sense now. Okay, perfect. Daily strategy. All right, we good. All right, so let me get back to these questions real quick. Let me answer these, and then so I got 3 more people I got to respond to, and then we can nice. So there we go. We got that buy signal. It's about to close in about 6 minutes. Hopefully it does close, and then we can see that fly to full TP. So it's looking great, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to finish answering the rest of these questions. I got a ton here. Let's see. All right, I think. All right, I think I got through all my questions, thankfully. Took me forever, but I'm good. All right, Arik, I'm gonna try to answer your question later, Arik, because I did see your question, but it's just a little too long for me to look at right now. So let me just pull up UJ real quick for Jazz, and then I'm gonna look for FX trades for the next 4-hour candle close. So here we go, Jazz. This is what my UJ looks like. I'm not sure if it looks the same as mine, but there's what it is right there. Let me see what it looks like with the momentum. Yeah, so we do have a buy momentum here, but it's too close to that zone. So I would wait for it to close above here, and then we can take a buy. But this is what my UJ chart looks like currently. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're if yours lines up with mine, but I mean, it should, or it should be like somewhat close. So you got a bunch of messages. All right, Jazz, did you get a chance to look at UJ? I left it up here for a little bit, so I'm not sure if you were able to take a look, but I'm going to start looking for entries on the Forex pairs right now because the 4-hour candle is about to close soon. So let me just turn this on. I'm gonna go down the list real quick. I'm gonna mark up anything that I see. So nothing here for OddCAD. Oh yeah, so let's see. Jazz wants me to turn on the K²SR, so let me go back out. Yeah, so the K²SR is, I probably would just extend this down a little bit and then extend this down a little bit and extend this up a little bit. So yeah, that looks about right. I just made the small adjustments to cover where the new zones were created. This can be deleted. It's not even there anymore. But yeah, everything else looks fine. It looks like, let's fix this up here. Yeah, so everything else looks cool. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is what it would look like without it. And then with the zones drawn on, this is how it looks like covered. So yeah, this is how the chart would look like currently. So yeah, basically the price was to break above here, then maybe we could take a buy, but it hasn't broken above there yet. So let me go over the Forex pairs and then we'll see if there's any oh nice, look at this. US 30 just shot up heavy. So hopefully this I wonder where the buy signal went because it's been pushing up higher. So I would expect the buy signal to be active, but we'll see how it plays out. But it is on its way to full TP. Oh, there we go. There's the signal. So my profits are nice. Let me just post this up in the group. All right, let me just share this to everybody. Oh man, looks like the momentum died down a little bit, but it looks like it's still going to keep pushing up. So hopefully this, I was really hoping for that buy signal just so that it can continue pushing up, but it's fine if it comes up on the next one because it's already broken this little structured area up here. So let's let it keep running. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. But yeah, we got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna go scan through the Forex pairs real quick, see if there's any entries. that we can possibly take. Nothing there for, there we go. We got another buy signal. So that momentum's still pushing up, guys, looking great. But yeah, let me go through the Forex pairs real quick, and then we will keep, dang, Velocity said, wait, is this still live? I was working out. I mean, I didn't get to work out today, but it's all good. Profit's looking nice. And yeah, we're still live. I'm just looking at the Forex pairs right now because I'm looking for any entries off the next 4-hour candle close. Actually, our ODJPY is still, oh no, it's not active. So that's not active right now. Odd NZD, this could be a possible sell entry right here. Let me see. Okay, I don't have double zones on here. I don't know why I had that double zone right there, but okay, so I think it might be too close to this next zone, so I don't know if it's something that I would want to take for a little 30 pip move right there. We'll just mark it up just in case. Odd USD, nothing there, nothing there. Possibly if it closes above this zone, but we'll keep an eye on that. Nothing there. Euro odd, nothing there. Euro CAD, nothing there. Yeah, nothing there. I'm gonna take this off. Euro CHF, nothing there. EG, nothing there. EJ, nothing there. EN, our yen's still active. EU, right there. GA, nothing there. GC, nothing there. GC, nothing there. GJ, nothing there. GN, nothing there. GU, nothing there. GCAD, nothing there. GC, nothing there. GJ, nothing there. NU, possible NU late entry, but nothing there currently. UCAD, nothing there. UC, nothing there. UJ, nothing there. Man, it looks like the Forex market volatility has kind of died down a bit, but it's all right because we already locked in like a ton of profits today, guys. So it's just as we anticipated. Man, what's going on here? See, this is the problem. The problem with US 30 is that, okay, like check this out. So there's more people entering shorts. That's perfect for us because the thing is there's so many people here that are betting that it's going to come down. So that's why it keeps coming down, guys. You know, there's like people are confused here because they're like, you know, what's going on with US 30? The problem with this is that the market makers aren't ready to spike price up because they're still trying to give these people hope right here. There's 63% of people that are short right now, and they're just going to keep inching it up a little bit, and then they'll drop it a little bit so that people will be like, oh, it's coming down now, right? Because like right here, like check this out. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. See how people would have anticipated that this is a resistance, right? Because of these tested areas right here. So the thing with this is exactly what I talked about earlier. So people were shorting over here because at first people thought that this was the resistance, right? So people entered shorts right here. And then as price came up, they got stopped out. So what do? They looked for the next resistance up here, right? So with this right here, people entered other shorts right here because they thought it was going to come down when it rejected off this point. This is the whole psychological thing about this game, is that a lot of people were thinking that this was maybe the resistance right here. So what happened right here? People entered another short. So when people entered a short, they put their stop loss a little bit above this resistance, right? Because the way that a lot of people like to trade is they want to put their stop loss where the other resistance is. So they put it right there. They spike price up right here. They stopped everyone out again, right? So what's happening again right here? People are entering shorts again because they keep thinking that price is going to drop. So where's the next resistance at? This is where you guys have to think a little bit where, you know, the next area is. So it looks like this might be the next area of resistance for some people. Or maybe right here, actually. So this is probably the next area of resistance. So the thing is, a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, they're just gambling at this point. So you can see the short sellers are 63% short. So earlier it was 62%, right? So the thing is, once it's 63%, that means more people are shorting because they keep gambling, thinking that price is going to come down. So they spike price up a little bit, then they drop it a little bit to give people some hope. They're like, okay, my stop loss was just too tight. That's everyone's excuse. They're like, oh yeah, my stop loss was too tight. If it was a little wider, I would have been fine. But look what's going to happen here. They're going to drop it a little bit, and then these shorts are going to increase. This might go up to like 64%, 65%. Once it gets to that point, you know what's going to happen? They're going to spike price up again to stop everyone out. And then they're going to have like 3 losses right there for whoever keeps shorting US 30. And then this is going to be the last straw for these guys. This is going to be, you know, the highest point. So once it gets to this point, people are going to enter some more shorts once they get right here, because they're like, okay, you know, it's got to come back at this point. So they bring price down a little bit. And then as soon as there's like maybe like 65% of people or up to 70% of people short, they are going to spike price back up and then finish them off and blow everyone's accounts who's shorting. So I don't know if Shawn, if you're still in here, you did say that you were in a sell. So, I mean, good luck if you're still in that, or if you didn't get stopped out yet. But it looks like, you know, the markets are playing games on people that are shorting right now, because there's majority of people shorting at this time. So, you know, obviously we're long, and I prefer to be against where a majority of people are currently. Let's see. Alexander said you don't like USD CAD. So let me check out USD CAD real quick. Alex, if you could send me what you're looking at, that'd be good. I don't see any. Are you thinking like taking a buy? I wouldn't take a buy because the momentum's coming down right here. So unless we get a buy signal, then I would take a buy, but the momentum is still coming down. So what could happen here is it's probably going to push up, and then it might come back down, because look, check this out. So first we have a sell momentum right here. So momentum is still coming down. What could happen right here is, so we draw this trend line right here. It's basically establishing lower highs. So there's a high, lower high. So high, low, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, and then it just keeps going. So this is the lower low, the lower high right here, and then as soon as it comes from here, it's going to come back down, possibly, if it follows through with the direction of momentum. So I wouldn't enter this until it breaks the zone, because I'm not taking any speculative trades. I only take trades that fulfill the K2 requirements, but there are no K2 requirements that have been fulfilled yet to qualify this as a valid trade. So that's why I'm not looking at this to enter. The only way I would enter this is if it closes below this zone right here, and then provides for a short position right there. But even in that case, it'd be too close to the zone right here. So I probably wouldn't even do that. Or I might go for a smaller move, like maybe a 30 pip move right there, and then try to get out before it, rejects off this point. So that's how I see UCAD right there. I still think UCAD is, overall bearish, but we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. Going back to US 30, it's the same thing that I mentioned. They're going to keep inching it up and up, and then they're just going to drop it down a little bit to give some people some hope that are selling US 30 until it reaches this point right here. Once it reaches this point right here, this is a critical area, because once it reaches this area over here, this is where it will make real movement. It'll either drop down from here because it'll be a double top, or it'll break right through it and continue up further. So I don't think this is a good time to sell. I don't know if you guys are already in a sell. Shawn, I don't know if you're still in here. You mentioned that Wade called a sell. I think it's too early to enter a sell right now. If you guys are in that, I'm assuming he called the sell because he anticipated this to be the resistance, right? And he might have identified this as a low. So this is a high, low, the lower high, and then he's anticipating this to come down further. However, this is probably the stronger resistance up here. But I mean, we'll wait and see. Like I mentioned before, there's no right or wrong strategies. Wade analyzes it totally differently from me. So his analysis might conflict with my analysis. So it doesn't mean that his analysis or my analysis is better than the other. This is just how I see it right here. And since sentiment shows majority of people short, I don't want to go short, because when the majority of people are going that direction, they're going to lose. Because like right here, so this sentiment started like way down here, right? When people started adding up their sells, the market makers push price up to stop everyone out. And that's basically what I see happening right now as well currently. But I mean, we'll see how it plays out. As long as you have an analysis and you trust your analysis and you know that it's right, then go for it. But my analysis says that it's going up. So that's why we're still analyzing this as a bullish move. Nice. Kenny said full TP will shake my account back. Did a 12 lot as you suggested, bro. Let's go. Yeah, no, definitely, Kenny. I need that full move too, because yesterday's hit hurt me, because I took a different lot size on that one. But yeah, let me go back to the Forex pairs. Let me see if there's anything here. Give you a small move right here for AUD NZD. Let me check the other Aussie pairs, make sure they're all coming down. I mean, they're not all coming down, but let me see the NZD if it's strong. No, not necessarily. Yeah, it's kind of a risky trade. I don't know if I should call it. Be a small move to only 30 pips. All right, let me go through here real quick. Yeah, I'm probably not going to call it AUD NZD. It doesn't look like it's a good trade. And if you guys are familiar with how I trade, I only like to take trades where I'm 100% confident that they will hit TP. So we're still following AUD NZD right there. Let's see if there's any news on CNBC pushing price up. All right, guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Mega cap technology.
Keep playing this.
Meanwhile, dramatically during the course of the last several weeks, have now bounced again today. Apple up 2.5%, Microsoft near 3% gains, Amazon near 3% gains, and even Facebook up 1% as well. These mega cap technology stocks have once again emerged on people's shopping lists. So that's a return to normal, but whatever happened to the rotation? And then the COVID-19 pandemic is starting to take hold again. Take a look at Zoom Video, Wayfair, and Chewy. Over the course of the last, say, week-to-date period so far, massive moves lower here. 21% losses for Zoom, 18% for Wayfair, and Chewy down 9%. But look at this right-hand part of the screen. We are now starting to see a little bit of buying activity. So what does that tell you? Maybe a little bit of worry there. So yes, markets are up, Kelly, but discomfort is the name of the game right now. We'll see if that lasts the rest of the afternoon. I'll send things back over to you.
All right, Dom, thank you very much, Dominic Chu. Now, today is actually the first time the NASDAQ is in positive territory since Pfizer's vaccine news, and the stay-at-home names from Etsy to ServiceNow, all of those plays that Dom was just explaining, they are leading the way, while financials, energy, materials, and industrials, as you can see on your screen there, are all in the red. Now, as the country faces rising hospitalizations and a harsh COVID winter, is the rotation from the past week at risk? Joining me now is Chris Zaccarelli. He's Chief Investment Officer of the Independent Advisor Alliance, and Dan Genter is CEO and CIO of RNC Genter Capital Management. Good to have you both here. And Chris, which side of the debate were you on anyway here, the buy value or the stick with growth?
Well, from where we stand, growth has worked so well for so long, and we think that a lot
guys,
of
I am
companies
back.
continue to be great companies with great business
Market
models.
looks good. So I'm looking at CNBC right now. It looks like everything is going up. Look at the Dow. It's going up crazy. S&P, NASDAQ. So doesn't look like a sell to me. Shawn, if you're still in this, if you're still on the webinar, so good luck if you're in that sell. You can go back and check the charts real quick.
That vaccine announcement on Monday was one sign of the light at the end of the tunnel. And eventually, as things get back to normal, you're going to see a lot of reversion to the mean and all those other names. And that provides a really good risk reward going
And we'll
forward.
see how this plays out. And I'm just hoping it hits full TP. I'm like tired of watching this. So I just wanted to hit full TP.
Right.
I might even put my TP back on because I'm tired of watching it.
We got from Scott Gottlieb just an hour or two ago. It's pretty discouraging. You know, he says hospitalizations are rising quickly. And this is, I think, where it gets really important for investors. He says we need to start discussions about how we preserve health system capacity, explaining that it's going to be harder to backstop this time around for hospitals because COVID is so widespread. So when he says we need to start discussions about how to preserve health system capacity, Chris, I hear in that our lockdown's coming. You know, how many days or hours away are we from the governors getting back up there on their dais and saying, you know, we got to impose these measures again? And if so, is your rotation trade off for a few months' time?
Well, there's no doubt that, you know, COVID is here with us to stay for some time to come. And just because a vaccine shows promise doesn't mean that epidemic is going to go away. You know, clearly this is going to be with us for many months and unfortunately maybe for another year even from now. So it's not like you can just, you know, blow the all clear and say everything is going to be fine. However, just because things aren't going to improve immediately doesn't mean that those stocks that have been beaten down have an opportunity to start coming back up to where they were before. You know, really, if you look at all of the earnings that have been pressed throughout this entire lockdown period, yes, it's possible that we go back through some type of lockdown scenario again.
So let me just go back and look at stuff. I mean, US 30 is just, it's going to keep going. It's going to bounce back and forth until they figure out. I hate these scammers like this. All right, let me go and respond to these questions, guys. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep watching. If you guys want to watch CNBC, I'll keep it running right here while I answer these questions in the DM.
Will resist that, and I think even those governors who were in favor of it the first time probably want to do a little bit differently. So where we saw,
I'm gonna respond to
across an entire state
to Art real quick. I gotta read his message.
Shutdowns, if any, or you're likely to see it just happen in a less of a capacity as it did in the previous times. So I wouldn't say that necessarily hurts the investment thesis, but you're right. It absolutely could make it a little bit harder. It's not going to be a straight line up from where we ended earlier this year.
And let me, Dan, turn to you. And Goldman is echoing that today in their daily their kind of daily macro note. They're saying, look, we are seeing open table data from early November show a larger decline in indoor dining activity in the states with a higher case growth. So we are, in other words, seeing the economy get hit where COVID is getting worse. So tell me kind of what your advice for investors would be throughout this period where we know there's this, you know, hopefully magic bullet vaccine around the corner, but in the meantime, you know, we're going to see potentially a small rerun of what we saw in March, aren't we?
Well, Kelly, I think you're right. I think Chris is right also. I think, you know, this is not going away. And the fact that we have the election over doesn't mean it magically disappears. This is a real condition. And clearly the companies that are hurting the most have anything to do with leisure. They have anything to do with outdoor dining, cruising, any kind of recreation, arenas, sports, etc. If you have any type of crowd gathering and that crowd gathering dictates what your earnings and your revenues are, you're not in a good position. And basically the stocks are reflecting that. You know, I think that there's a lot of other areas that investors are going to have to go to that are going to rotate. There's certainly some nice ones that are in the reopening trade when that happens. People are starting to fish there. They're starting to nibble off. You have a lot of areas, you know, especially, I know there's a big contrast with regards to what people feel about energy, but in contrast, I feel now's the time to go in. I mean, we're only down 10% from where we were pre-COVID in gasoline demand. We were down 40. Now we're only down 10. And there's a lot of companies out there that are severely discounted to that price. So I think investors can start that transition. And frankly, the best place to start that transition to, in our opinion, for our investors, is to go to places that have very high dividend plays, because those are going to give you, in a zero interest rate environment, are going to give you 5, 6, many cases 7, 8% in cash flow while you wait this rotation out.
So you have Phillips 66, Omnicom, Altria in particular that you would recommend to people, Dan. And are you concerned that we're going to see, as we saw in the spring, the dividend players underperform the market during the sell-off? Again, if we go through a small redux of that again, will those dividends be enough to offset potentially double-digit declines?
Well, I think for an investor right now, what they have to really do is look through that to say that trying to predict what you're going to have in individual volatility in a very short period of time, as we all know, is almost impossible. So what I want to do is I want to hedge my bet. I want to be in a number of these stocks that you mentioned that are some of our favorites, that most of which are trading at between.
Hey, Greg, see you later. Yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow again. So tomorrow will probably be the last day that I'm live for the week. I think I'm going to start doing this every week from Monday to Thursday. And then, there's no point on Friday because it's because the market's not really running. I mean, unless we want to run like, US 30 in the morning, but I think I'm going to keep it to Monday through Thursday. But yeah, definitely. So Greg, I'll probably see you tomorrow if you're on tomorrow morning. And then, we'll catch you then. Hopefully everything hits full TP by then. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, Greg, I'll see you later. I'm still watching US 30 over here. It's bouncing around. I'll keep CNBC running if you guys are still watching.
Subscribing, then it's definitely
just to get some hints to see what market is going to be moving from here.
And Chris Zaccarelli with their views on the markets today. We were just talking about COVID. Let's get the latest. The case count does continue to climb. Texas alone has more than 1 million cases. Meg Terrell is here with what we know at this hour. Meg.
Kelly, we are really in a new bar in terms of the case numbers we are seeing in COVID right now. Every day since November 4th, we've seen more than 100,000 new cases every day in this country. 103,000. That was the day we crossed that 100,000 milestone, the day after the election. Now up to yesterday, seeing more than 130,000 new cases. That is a new daily single-day record. And the rate of growth is still accelerating. According to Evercore ISI, that 7-day moving average now is at 119,000 cases per day. That's up 40% from a week ago. Look at hospitalizations as well. You were just talking about Scott Gottlieb's tweet about that. Yesterday, 2.8 thousand more people were hospitalized. That is a record number in one day, according to Evercore. Total 62,000 people in the hospital right now. We're looking at levels when you look at deaths that we haven't seen since mid-August, more than 1,300 yesterday. In the United States. So Kelly, it's a bad situation. Let's look at the hotspots, the areas of the country where we're seeing case growth the fastest. You're looking across Iowa, Kansas, North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. But really, we're seeing this case growth everywhere. This is happening all around the country. And that's why you're seeing health experts particularly worried, because back in the spring or over the summer, this was really targeted regionally. And so you could shift resources if you needed to, particularly staffing. Remember when folks from out west came to New York to help in the hospitals. But with everybody pressed, they're so worried that there just won't be enough staff to take care of all these patients. Kelly?
Yeah, it makes me think we need to get the heads of some of those hospital systems on, because, I recall when Houston was facing its own spike, they were doing a lot to say, yes, okay, you might see we're reaching 100% of ICU capacity, but we have tenants, we have extra ways of creating space. Do you know if that's the case for a lot of these other places, and if that's kind of a safety valve here?
You can create beds, you can create space, you can get more stuff, but what everybody says, you can't get more doctors, nurses, the staff you need. You can't create more people with this expertise, and that's the main fear.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, Meg, thank you. Meg Terrell with our latest this hour. We appreciate it. Coming up is positive news on that COVID-19 vaccine, enough to boost retail through what could be a rough holiday season for all of the reasons we were just talking about. We have an analyst with some names to add and names to avoid this year, plus a potential crackdown on Chinese techs.
I was getting a little distracted with that. So I sent out that signal, guys, for odd NCD right here. I'm going to take it also on my personal accounts, because I see I do see some of the NZD pairs. moving in that direction. So I'll probably take that on my own account as well. Let's see. 30 pips. The reason why my stop loss is a little wider is to cover the spread. The spread's about 4 pips, 4 or 5 pips. So it should be okay. Yeah. There we go. I'm in odd NZD. I'll let that run. Not going to bother looking at it. Euro NZD right here. I think this is going to come down as well. That's why I took this trade, because it correlates with our Euro NZD. So if we're wanting Euro NZD to come down, we also want odd NZD to come down as well. Spencer, my stop loss is at 29,350, I think. But this is on FTMO, so don't use this for your you don't use this on your 29,350. But this is for FTMO, so don't use that stop loss if you're trading it on a personal account, because the spread is you got to add or subtract 120 pips from it. So if you do that on your normal account, it's going to be way off. But I think you're on FTMO as well, right? So if you are, then yeah, it's going to be 29,350. And it still looks like it's coming up, so we just got to give it some more time. Check the sentiment over here for sentiment's the same, still 63%. So I think it's going to keep pushing up. It was exactly what I was discussing earlier, guys. So basically what I saw here was that they're pushing it down to give people some hope that are in short positions, because obviously they don't want to stop people out that quickly, right? What they want to do is they want to lure in all these people. They want to lure in all the sellers. So what they're doing is they're just moving price in between here so that they can just stack up a bunch of sellers. So there's a bunch of sellers. Once this sentiment goes up a little higher, it's only 63%. Once it reaches like 65, 66%, you can expect a spike upwards to stop everyone out. Everyone's going to get stopped out. And then that's how the institutions and big banks make money. And then again, once price reaches this area, they're probably going to drop it down a little bit more again as well. They're going to try to drop it down again a little bit so that sellers will enter the market. As soon as the sellers enter the market, once the sentiment is high enough back to like 65, 70%, because everyone's betting that it's going to come down, they're going to spike it up again, up to here, and then stop everyone out again. Because some people just never learn. So they'll just spike price up there again. And then after that, price will either reject off it or shoot above it, because here's where the psychological thing comes in. Once price reaches this point, the people that are shorting right here, this might go to majority long. So if it goes to majority long, so say if it's 65% short, right? If it goes to 65% long, then what they're going to do is they're going to spike price in the opposite direction downwards, because you want to trade opposite of what everyone else is trading. Because if you're trading the same direction as everyone else is trading and majority of people fail at trading, you're just going to fail with them. So you have to play this. This is, it's like what a lot of people say, we're playing chess, not checkers, because it's not as simple as it seems. It's simple when you have a strategy, but when you want to factor in sentiment, that's when you have to use your brain, because you have to look at it from both sides of the spectrum. Because some people only see it one way. Some people only see trades going one direction, but in reality, you have to see it from the perspective of the banks and the institutions. You don't want to trade like a retail trader. You want to trade like the banks. Okay, so let me go back to my messages. I got a ton of messages here again. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so I think we're still good, man. A lot of people are getting worried about the trade, but I think because there's so many short sellers, they're still going to push price up further. And we'll just keep watching it. you know, I'm still standing my ground. I still have my position open right here. So here's my my trade. You know, I still have my trade active right here, guys. So I still got skin in the game right here. You know, I'm in profit. Like, oh, there we go with those buy signals. I'm still in profit like 1,200 or 1,300, 1,500. So I'm in profit right there, guys. So, you know, that's why I'm still watching it, because I still think it's going to go up. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. You know, it can literally go either way. But if you look at it from the perspective that I'm describing it as, it just makes more sense, because you don't want to trade where everyone else is trading. But yeah, man, hopefully we'll see how this plays out. I'm just waiting for that thing to spike up, man. Spike up, hit our full TP, and we'd be good to go. And I might hit the gym over here at my place real quick before I move on to my other things. But I got a ton of stuff to do today, so maybe not. Just might have to get work done today. It's all work, no play today. All right, cool. Let me see this real quick. All right, guys. So our odd NZD should be active right now. Our US 30 is still active right now as well. I'll probably stay on with you guys for a bit until I get out of this trade, because I'm still going to be actively monitoring it. So I might as well hang out with you guys until then. I do have a ton of other work to do, so I might be getting off soon. So yeah, I'll hang out with you guys for a little longer, and then I go take my dog for a walk because he's been in this house for too long. So see how this plays out. All right, let me I'm gonna go through my messages real quick. All right, cool. So I think it's still gonna keep shooting up. You know, I might take a break right now, guys. I gotta take my dog for a walk. But let's see. Let me finish answering these questions. Let's see. Yoan is in West Australia. Dang, it's after 2 a.m. Some dedication right there for that TP. Yeah, man. I mean, we're all waiting for it. Let me see. I think it's going to move slow for a bit. What is it? 10 o'clock. Okay. So it is around 10. So, the problem with this, I'm going to keep hanging on to it for a bit, but the problem with this is that as we exit the US session, generally what happens is price goes the opposite direction. So I'm going to show you guys an example right here of what I mean. So basically, so if we get closer to the close of the US session, I might just close out in profit because check this out right here. So this is London session, right? London session was bullish, right? Then New York session started bearish. And then as we get into US session, it corrected back upwards, right? So what usually happens is when you move into a new session, like right here, this is going to be Asia session, right? It's probably going to push up to here, hopefully hit our full TP. And then once it hits Asia session, it's probably going to come back down. Because that's generally how it moves. It usually reverses, or it balances out from session to session. So like again, right here, same situation right here, how price comes down and then it corrects back up and then it goes down as it goes into a new session. So this is why I don't like to hold it into the next session, because it usually goes in the opposite direction, either temporarily or for the entire session as it moves from, New York session to Asia session. Also because market close, I just don't want to deal with the swap spread, but we will, I'll personally hang on to it for a bit. Until then, but yeah, guys, we've been on this webinar for like nearly 4 hours now, which is completely fine with me. I just got stuff to do. So I'm going to hop off the webinar for a little bit, guys. But if you guys have any questions, just reach out to me on Telegram, and hopefully you guys pulled some value from this. Otherwise, I'm going to be back on here maybe tomorrow morning. I just got to go knock out some stuff before I carry on with my day. But yeah, guys, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. All you guys are here. All you guys that are here are serious about your trading, and you guys want to level up with me. And you guys are more than welcome. But yeah, guys, thanks for showing up. I'll send the replay in the chat in a little bit, and then you guys can go ahead and watch this a little later. But yeah.